What is going on, guys? Ryan here back again. RGT episode 43. We live with the crew. How you guys doing this lovely evening? For those of you that's already here, hope you guys, glad you guys are here. First of all, thank you. Happy New Year to everybody. This is the first episode of 2019. For those of you that are just now joining us, hit that like button and let's go ahead and get into these topics. Let's talk gaming and just have fun. I'm here with the fellas, the ladies, everybody. I came out wrong, but I'm here with everybody. We're gonna go ahead and introduce this panel and get into these topics. So I'm gonna start with ladies first. Go ahead, Nancy.
What's up, everybody? Happy New Year to everybody out there. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. Just have some fun.
Alrighty, Craig Harris.
All right, thanks for having me. Happy New Year, everybody. And gonna run these topics and everybody have a good time and let's get it done.
Meds.
Hey, Happy New Year, everybody. First episode of RGT. Excited. Let's talk gaming.
All right. What was it, Carlos?
And as always, man, it's your boy Type R87, a.k.a. Carlos Fernandez. Gamer by choice, not by trend. 2019, let's get it.
Foxy Games UK.
Hey, what is up, everybody? Happy New Year to each and every one of you. And hope we're feeling amiable this evening because I'm looking forward to starting off the new year on a positive vibes, strictly games, strictly video game technology, just industry stuff. That's the whole MO. That's the modus operandi, and play games, not corporations. You know how we do.
All right. Well, since we're in the new year, let's touch on the topic real quick. This is related to last year, obviously. What do you guys think was the most overrated game of 2018?
Oh,
Overrated game. Oof.
Yo, yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, Spider-Man.
What?
Spider-Man.
What? You said a Spider-Man?
Yeah, Spider-Man.
Okay, who?
Now, I'm not saying it's a bad game because it's a very good game. I really like that game.
Uh-huh.
I have the platinum trophy in that game. I played a lot of that game. However, all of this game of the year consideration to me, I mean, listen, it's other people's opinions. It is what it is. In my opinion, that game was a 7. I recently played Sunset Overdrive and beat that, and I thought it was better than Spider-Man. So, yeah, Spider-Man is my answer.
Wow, I'm shocked that you said Spider-Man's overrated. But okay. Nancy?
I'm trying to think while he was talking. I don't know, to be honest with you. Overrated. Wow. I honestly can't think of one off the top of my head. I really can't.
Can't mention one? Can't think of one?
Nah, I can't. Something that was overrated. I'm trying to think. Come back to me. Let me see if I can think some more. Come back.
All right,
I gotta think.
Craig Harris, what you think? Most overrated game of 2018?
It was by far Forza Horizon 4. It was just a skin. It was a skin of Forza 3 without the Hot Wheel tracks. So this is a racing game, overrated. It's Forza 3. It's all it is. Love the music. Love the music in it though. But that one was for me. So I was looking forward to that game.
Okay.
That's crazy. I love that game. All right.
I'm shocked, but okay, these answers are pretty interesting. Carlos, most overrated game of 2018.
Oh my God, PUBG, super overrated, very highly underperforming game. Not even close by a landslide. Every other game has its flaws, but for me, it was just because people were overhyping the exclusivity to PUBG and not really thinking ahead of the future. That's why that game is overrated, in my opinion.
Okay. Foxy, what was your most overrated game for 2018?
I'm kind of like Nancy on this one. Do you know my problem? I can't recall any because I only play good quality games and I don't waste money or time on shit games.
Okay. So
I got one.
Okay, go ahead.
I got one. For me, okay, it was Soul Calibur 6. And the reason why is because I think it was, people hyped it up, but I think it was kind of a step backwards instead of a full step forward.
Okay.
And I make a fighting game, so I think that may have been one for me.
Okay. Yeah, I know you was playing that, weren't you? Weren't you like playing against people for that? Yeah. Okay. So no, I'm surprised. Okay.
Do you know when you only put your time into the very best, what's available?
Yeah, you kind of tune out.
It's really difficult to find a bad game because I'm really particular about. It's not so much the money; it's my time that's more important. I don't waste time on crappy games.
Right. I'm in the same boat. I'm definitely in the same boat. I had been very picky in 2018, but I'll just throw a game out there for me. I'll just say Fallout 76. There you go. There's a lot of hype going into Fallout 76, and then they literally didn't deliver anything with Fallout 76, aside from a broken game and a lot of non-answered questions.
See, now have you played it though?
I know. There you go.
You see, I can't comment on games I haven't played, which is why I'm not naming any bad games because I haven't played any bad games, and I can't go on by.
That's the problem.
I can't go by other reviewers or other people's.
But
opinions.
overrated doesn't mean bad though.
It is overrated. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
well, overrated has a negative connotation, so in a way, you could be classed as bad because it was a negative experience to even use the word overrated.
Yeah,
right?
I guess you're right.
Yeah.
For the record, though, I don't think Spider-Man's a bad game. It's very good.
Oh, definitely not.
Hey, how about? Sorry to interrupt, but how about Sea of Thieves? Was the hype for that game highly overrated? It has fallen off the map.
Nah, that game's not overrated.
Ed's trying to play me in that on the PC, but he trying to low key not say it.
Wait, what?
Trying to play me in Sea of Thieves, aren't you, on PC?
I sail the 7 seas, but I don't play Sea of Thieves.
Amen, brother.
That game was so bad that I even forgot all about it because I did try it. So I forgot all about it. So.
No, the crazy thing is,
supposedly it's better now. Supposedly it's actually better now.
Well, really?
They could still keep it.
They kept milking that game though to death. I remember when they first announced what was the Skull and Bones from Ubisoft.
Oh yeah,
Skull and Bones kind of just like made me look at that game. I didn't even think about Sea of Thieves, but people kept milking Sea of Thieves. So it was like, come on, I'm throwing that around.
Do you think it's possibly because people buttered their biscuits and they were just bragging or they were excited just to have something to play? I mean, there's a chance. That's why it was hyped up. Yeah, I played it, and when I had to go get a black pig, I said, "The hell with this," to the hell with this crap. So, but I tried it. I did try it, and I played it for about 3 hours, or maybe a little more than that. And I did like the fact you could get in one of the cannons and you could get shot out of the cannon. That was actually pretty fun. But that was fun for like 1 minute. So.
Yeah, I don't want to get into cracking jokes, but you already know so many damn cracking.
Yeah, like I said, that was a bad game. But I understand what you're saying. Now, let me add something to it. What do you all think was the most overrated story in gaming in 2018? Overrated story. Mine is Puddle.
2018?
Yeah, mine is Puddle Gate. So what do you all think?
Oh, you mean like a topic? I thought you meant story.
Story. Topic that got blown out of proportion. Yeah, that's what he thinks.
You mean fanboy ranting, because that's how I see it.
Well, just what story you thought was ridiculous. I thought it was Puddle Gate. I thought a lot of people got exposed, but what do you guys think? There was way more than that. But
I've got one.
I think, can I just say this real quick, Mark? Keep it real short. I think for me, I found Xenoblade Chronicle 2, although it was a good story, I found it rather convoluted, but then you can expect that from the Japanese culture. They tend to have a convolution to their artistry.
Yeah.
Okay.
My thing would be if you're talking about a topic that people were talking about was the whole crossplay thing.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
That was crazy. I mean, they want it, they don't want it, they want it, and it kept going back and forth. They still don't shut up about it. I mean, that was just too much. That was just too much.
The one that broke my back last year for sure was I think it was there's so many. So many. Probably exclusives or anti-consumer.
Oh, another great one. Great story.
I've got one.
Okay.
Where people pretended to care for a good 10 minutes. Rockstar employees working 100-hour weeks.
Yeah.
Good one. Good one.
People don't even remember this shit because the game came out. But that was all the rage. But listen,
Then it was
nobody
all forgiven.
really
As
gave
soon
a
as they
fuck.
played the game,
Come
it was
on
all
now.
forgiven. It was like, yo, they
Exactly.
went over the top with this game.
I'm not gonna lie.
After
I
they played the
completely
game, they're like,
forgot.
all right, 100 hours worth it.
I'm not gonna lie. You're right. I completely forgot about the controversy until you just brought it up.
They don't care, your salary. But I don't know how that worked out. But yeah, that's another great story. Like Nancy's though with the cross play.
That's true.
Forgot about that shit.
Oh Jesus, there's too many crazy stories. What was you about to
What
say
else
about
you got,
controllers?
Ryan? Oh, my bad.
Oh, I was asking Foster. What was you saying about controllers?
Say again.
You said something about controllers. What were you saying?
Oh, I didn't say anything about controllers.
Oh, man,
No, he said controversy.
the controversy.
Controversy.
Okay.
It's probably my terrible British pronunciation.
Okay, it's a good one right here. So, are multiplayer games lacking innovation?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
They're all following the same tropes, aren't they? I mean,
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they're not throwing ideas, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's a copycat league.
It is.
Yeah.
If this
Those
idea
You
did
come out with
well, that's
Overwatch.
gonna be the next one.
Overwatch, was the trendsetter for a little bit. They had the hero shooter thing dropping, and then a bunch of those dropped and failed.
Mhm.
And then Battle Royale became a thing. And now a wave of Battle Royale games are coming, which most of them are going to fail. So
Yeah.
I'm just waiting to see what the next trend is that everybody else hops on.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
had a
you-
good
you-
conversation. Oh, my
you
God.
almost get the impression that there are two tropes that most of these multiplayer games are following, trying to shoehorn a single player, well, not single player, but single player-esque story in. They're either following Destiny's model or the Player Unknown's Battleground, which is unoriginal.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I had a good conversation with somebody before this podcast even happened. It was regarding the Call of Duty when they decided to remove the single player portion. I was sitting there going, since they're removing single player and they're not being really like upfront in terms of what modes you're gonna have in the actual multiplayer only game, there's room for innovation here. They can go over the top. Like, you guys remember that game mode Infected?
Ugh,
Yeah.
Guys,
no.
there was a game mode called Infected where it's literally like survival. Like, you have to just survive the round. Otherwise, the crazy thing is you don't lose regardless. If you get killed, you don't really lose, but there's a fun game mode. I was like, maybe they can go over the top and have a bunch of players on the map, right? And literally just have like endless, like kind of like a big wave of people come at you. And that way people can have even more fun with the game, especially with the Battle Royale style. No mode like that exists in the game. It's just Battle Royale and a
Right.
few revamped type modes, No headquarters, no... I don't think capture the flags in the game. It's like missed the point.
Yeah.
They missed the point. Nazi zombies is in the game, true. I mean, they did go out for Nazi zombies, but not everybody cares
That's a
about the
horde
Nazi
mode.
zombies, right? Not everybody plays it strictly for zombies. They play it for fun, casual game modes for friends. And the fact they're not offering that is kind of like you're cutting the game there. So that's my gripe with the game for sure. Shout out to Gerudo Legends. Happy New Year. Nope. Happy New Year. Let's go down here. Okay, so most anticipated game for 2019.
MLB The Show.
MLB The Show. Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Any reason behind it? You just like that type of game?
That and Code Vein. Code Vein's supposed to be released this year. So I'm really looking forward to Code Vein. But yeah, the show, and then I've always liked the show, going deep.
Okay.
Taking somebody over that left field wall. So yeah, that one, and that's it. That and Code Vein.
Facts. Okay.
I would say for me, if it comes out, which I hope it does, is Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima. Same here.
I would
That's a
go
good
with
choice.
if again Nancy said if it indeed comes out in 2019, definitely The Last of Us Part 2. There's no other game this generation that I want to play more.
Yeah. They're teasing us at this point if they show another gameplay trailer. It's like, stop. Like you're killing me with the anticipation. What you think, Mets? Most anticipated game for 2019?
Once again, hopefully it drops this year because it got the Bloodstained Ritual of the Night.
Okay.
really, really looking forward to that. Castlevania is one of my favorite series, and I need this game. I need it so bad.
Yeah,
It looks
I'm with the
amazing.
chat on
I'm
this
getting that on Switch, definitely.
I'm definitely with the chat on this one. If we don't get at least Ghost of Tsushima or at least The Last of Us this year, then we'll at least have another backup, and that's Resident Evil remake. So that's going to be out this year.
Don't
That's
forget
Oh,
Days
listen,
Gone
I
2,
keep
people.
forgetting about that.
yeah,
Yeah.
Resident Evil 2 remakes here. So yeah.
All right, that's a good one. Well, I like that because everybody. Oh, I'm sorry, Nancy. Did you say? I can't remember what you said. I can't remember.
Ghost of Tsushima.
I said Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima, yeah. But I like that because everybody had a different one. That's really cool. Everybody's looking, which is cool. I like that.
Different tastes.
Yeah,
Different
everybody
tastes.
has different tastes. Yeah.
Yeah, different tastes.
What I'm disappointed. Nobody said Crackdown 3. That's disappointing, guys. Just so you know.
Honestly, I am looking forward to that. It's
I'm
just
not
not my
trolling.
most anticipated game.
Yeah, I'm not trolling. I'm disappointed because that game's been delayed for.
Hey, Med's
I don't
playing
know.
at Xbox too. He's part of that panel, so shout out to him.
Hey, man, I'm gonna play that game when it drops. Game Pass, baby.
I'm going to be creeping your entire Steam library. By the way, when that game comes out, I'm going to see if you're playing that.
Nah, you gotta check
Yeah,
on
I'm
you gotta check on Xbox. You gotta check on Xbox.
No, I'm
Yeah.
doing it too. I got notifications. Trust me, I'm gonna see it.
Yeah, I'll be playing it. I'm getting it on since I got the world's most powerful PC now. I'll probably try to get it on that so I can see all this destruction.
Yep.
So I'm excited.
So you guys are really, really anticipating Crackdown? No, Letdown 3.
No, I just want to play it on the PC. I got nothing to play on this PC
Carlos.
right now.
Yeah,
So what's your game?
mine's mine. Actually, it's Gears 5. I'm really looking forward to that one.
Gears 5? No way.
Yeah. Yep.
You say
But
Gears
that's not-
5? Wait, what?
Has that been announced for this year?
Yeah, it's
No,
out.
yeah.
This year. It's out this
Okay.
year.
I'm waiting for it. I'm not, I want to play Ghost of Tsushima. I'm going to purchase that. All the other games I'm going to purchase, but Gears 5 is just because of the story. I'm really compelled to play that storyline. That is the only reason why I'm anticipating that game more than anything else, because of the lore.
I'd say, Carlos, that's very capricious of you. To choose that game.
I am too. I mean, what do you all think it's about? I mean, all this shows some woman selling or something like that. I'm like, so is this, what's it?
It's a lot going on, bro.
I think it's a new twist they're doing on. They're just pushing.
Judging by the trailer, what's her name? Looks like she's losing her mind or something.
Yeah, pretty much.
Post-traumatic type stuff, you think?
Yeah.
And something's wrong with JD's arm. I don't know what's going on with his arm.
Yeah, there's a lot of things.
I hope it's a lot more open this time, though. I did kind of feel a sense of a return to the older generation style of play when, as pretty as it looked, Gears of War 4 seemed to be very corridor based.
Yeah, Unreal Engines like that.
Yeah.
It's the Unreal Engine. I mean, I'm not saying if they can do open world with Unreal, then BioWare needs to take notes at EA. That way they can do Mass Effect. Because they need to bring the Unreal Engine back for the cinematography.
Better yet, the developers from Crackdown can actually take a pointer or two from actual BioWare and other developers as well in making more, destructive environments.
Mm-hmm.
So, Craig, are you saying that its Unreal Engine is a justification as to why it's a more linear experience?
It's Unreal. That's just the way that engine is.
Yeah, but Days
I'm
Gone,
not saying they can't open it up.
Days Gone is open world and it uses the Unreal Engine.
Well, that's fine. Yeah, if they can do something different with it, I welcome it. But Unreal, that's what Mass Effect is on. Mass Effect 2 and 3, it's on Unreal and it's linear based. You can go to different spots.
You sure that's just not a design decision as opposed to the limitation of the engine?
It may be. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm hoping that if it's not, then great. I welcome it. But Unreal, my understanding is that it's linear base. So EA went away from it and they went to the Frostbite engine.
Because I'm pretty certain that Days Gone is using Unreal Engine 4.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's why I'm leery of Days Gone as far as it being open, completely open. Will it be open in the sense that you just go to different spots and it will trigger? Because to me, it looked like you had a cutscene, then you had action. That's what the Unreal Engine is.
But
So
isn't that's the same with everything, though, isn't it? If you play Uncharted 4, you get a cutscene and you get to play the game. You get if you play Metal Gear Solid, any Metal Gear Solid game, you get gameplay and you get a cutscene. Isn't every game like that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, yeah, but this is its forte. I mean, you could say Crysis is like that, and the Unity engines. I mean, they're going to do a lot of the same things. So I welcome the fact that they can put more stresses on it, open up more corridors. Great, fantastic.
I think we need I think gaming as a whole needs a shake-up in terms of creativity, because a lot of them, I know it's a risky industry in that, for you to take millions and millions of dollars of investment, from shareholders to go in a brave, new, bold direction instead of following the same old tropes and complete unoriginality in video games. But somebody needs to break the glass. Somebody needs to smash through the glass. And let's have a completely fresh take on the open world, or a linear experience, or a sandbox experience, but just from a fresh perspective. I'm sick and tired of having an open world game where they're all pretty much laid out the same blueprint.
Yeah, Spider-Man suffers from that too, with the whole tower thing where you got to sync the towers.
Yeah,
that's what I felt about Spidey,
isn't it?
Yeah.
Same blueprint. Everything's the same.
True.
Far Cry, Assassin's Creed, Spider-Man. They're all the same blueprint.
Like
you search the map, you see the icons on the map, you make your way there.
Right.
You want to fast travel after half an hour because you're bored. It's just, let's find a new way of exploring these worlds.
Right. Yeah. Because I hope Days Gone doesn't have that. Because remember, they showed off a few gameplay sessions in snow where you're coming from different outposts. So hopefully it's not like that. We have to go to different outposts to unlock different areas or portions of the area.
Yeah.
I like the way the legend.
I hope.
Sorry. Go ahead. I'll jump in.
No, go ahead, brother. No, my bad. You were talking about that. Go ahead. I'm good.
Sorry.
With it. No.
The best implementation of an open world that I've seen this entire generation came from Nintendo with Zelda. There is absolutely no limitations whatsoever. Everything is just unveiled to you in a mysterious way.
You said Zelda?
You cannot go on that map and just know where everything is. You have to discover it. And that's the joy of being in that world. I don't want you to tell me that everything's over there and I got to check everything like a bucket list.
Right.
I agree 100% with you, Fox.
Absolutely. It's a good question for everybody. Are you guys looking forward to Sony CES press event Monday?
Oh yes, baby. I know a few things about that.
And their GDC. They're going to be a GDC with a major announcement.
Let me know if you guys want me to live stream it. I'll live stream it for you guys, like we did the Game Awards for sure.
You know what? The CES. You see at the CES.
We could do like a reaction.
More about.
Yeah, I did. Oh, that too.
The CES. It's going to be more about what happens behind closed doors than what you can stream, buddy. Trust me.
Yeah. That looks.
I'm excited about AMD coming out and bitch slapping Intel with this new chip. They are really
to GPUs and CPUs they got.
Yeah,
that Zen 2 is coming, baby.
Yeah, that's coming. That something called a 3000. It's supposed to put the fear of something called God into the i7 because of the price difference and same type of performance. So I'm excited for that. I mean, and that woman Lisa Su, she's gonna come out there and strut her stuff, and I think they're gonna really put on a show. So I'm more excited for that. Yeah, Sony will be there too.
Yeah. Quanta's,
I'm with you on that, Craig.
Cool feature. It's gonna be interesting for Quanta Dreams. I forgot about that. They have a new game in development, but
I know about that too. Yeah, Davey Cage.
Yeah, but if I'm not mistaken, he's not gonna be under contract. They're not under contract with Sony anymore, are they not?
Yeah, I think their announcement is. Yeah, I think their announcement is they got bought by Microsoft. I think that's their announcement.
That'd be crazy.
Mm-hmm. They did.
It's possible. It's possible.
If they really got bought by Microsoft, I mean, if they screw them up,
their games,
I thought the Xbox, and this is not anything detrimental. I'm not being facetious here. This is just an observation, and I'm making a statement based upon the observation. But I thought they didn't like those movie games where you don't have much interaction. I thought they did. I thought that audience were opposed to watching a movie as opposed to playing a game.
To correct you, they weren't even games; they were walking simulators. Remember?
Yeah, no, they like.
How are they going to appeal to that broader base? Is what I'm saying.
They like them. They just do not to interrupt you, Fox. They do like those games. They just don't want to have to buy a PlayStation. They think Xbox should already have those games, and it won't matter because whatever game comes out on Xbox will be coming to PlayStation. I am 100% sure about that, so I would not worry about it. And like you said, Foxy, you're gonna get a PC. You're gonna get a PC, and you'll be playing it on PC. So
yeah, that's a bit pernicious, isn't it? That sense of mind state that you don't like the game because it's on a computing platform and you refuse to buy the platform it's on. But once it's on your platform, oh, it's going to be great because it's come to my platform. That's very pernicious.
No, because you know what they do? What they say is that, oh, you guys were beta testing it.
Well, it's
that's what they'll say. It was beta testing. That's a good one.
It's paradoxical.
Ironically, that's crazy. Go ahead. They might cut out.
It's paradoxical, self-contradictory, absurd, pernicious. A lot of demagoguery involved, appealing to the prejudices of people because, oh, you're on the PlayStation platform. It's a Japanese-centric platform. You should hate their games. But as soon as their games come to your platform, suddenly everything's all hunky-dory.
Oh, look at Nier Automata. They hated Nier Automata. It went to the Xbox. Oh, this is the greatest game ever. So, No Man's Sky. I mean, we can keep going. Like I said, they go down Al 3. It's not everybody in the Xbox community. There's biscuits in Al 3. Then they go to Al 7. They get their butter. And they butter up their biscuits and they go home. I mean, that's who they are.
Bro, I have no idea what the hell that means, but that shit cracks me up.
You know what? It is without question video game malevolence. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Right, can we all just agree that is a nuance of ideology within the gaming community, especially the Xbox community? They always seem to think that exclusivity only means that they are the only ones that acquire it. And quite frankly, to be honest, it doesn't matter to me what platform you play your games on as long as you enjoy them and enjoy the art direction from each developer. All the games so far, especially Super Lucky's Tales, from my understanding, is coming to the Switch. So therefore for me, exclusivity is nothing more than a ruse for Microsoft now. The future of Microsoft gaming is to be a multi-outsourced platform software provider. It is no longer what I would say a hardware provider, because they're moving more and more away from that emphasis day by day.
Yeah. Well, like I said, go ahead, Foxy. Go ahead, brother.
Well, it's pseudo-centric, isn't it? It's all pretentious and insincere.
Yeah. And I'm so convinced of I now believe Phil Spencer when they announced the Project X Cloud, when that man came out and said, wouldn't it be great to play Halo and Red Dead on the device you want to play it on? I believe him. Because what if you want to play it on the Switch, or if you want to play Halo on the PlayStation? So they're going to do it. And so even if they buy Quantic Dreams or whatever dream, that game will come to PlayStation, because there's a very good chance that people won't support it. In the Xbox community tag.
I'm sorry to cut you off.
Let's go on a Game Pass, baby.
Look at Nier Automata. It came to the Xbox platform. Therefore, Sony, even though they had the exclusivity for the game, they actually brought it to the Xbox. So they're in those terms, great minds think alike, right? And I think in the near future, per se, both Xbox and Sony are gonna interchange certain IPs. It depends on the developer themselves, whether they want to go multi-platform or they want to stay exclusive. At the end of the day,
Go on. Sorry, go on.
So that's my opinion. It's not something that's concrete, but the way I'm seeing things and how they're playing out, I think in the latter of the years is going to become somewhat of a thing for companies to interchange certain titles and certain IPs for third-party support.
Can I just remind you though that when you say Sony and Microsoft will interchange their IPs, you do realize that Nier Automata is nothing to do with Sony. That's a third party, so they can do what they want with their title. It's not Sony exchanging their own IPs. the exclusivity has run its course. It's reached limitation, and now competing platforms can have their get their mix on it. That's all it is.
Yeah, like Neo, pretty much.
Yeah, it's not a
Same
thing
thing
guys,
happened with
first-party.
I
Quantum
hate you
Break.
guys.
Not
Same
even
thing
that.
could have happened with Quantum Break if Microsoft didn't own the rights to it.
That and then the Dave and Buster's Arcade Edition Halo, which nobody thought would ever happen, but it is happening.
I
Yeah,
think
it's
I think
exclusive.
Master
I'm shocked
Chief is
people
going to
still
end
don't
up in
know
Super
Yo,
Smash
how
Bros.
How did we get back on Xbox bashing? We supposed to be talking about GDC and shit.
I don't know what
I'm
happened.
not bashing them.
I hate
I'm
you
not
guys.
bashing
Listen, I'm a newly minted Xbox, so a little,
Well, they
No, I
should
don't
be.
think
They will be
it's
there,
Xbox.
though, won't they?
Oh, you shout,
Xbox and
man.
GDC.
but they're going to be
No,
at GDC
no,
too.
no
right?
Xbox
Exactly.
slander.
Yeah.
Well, GDC will have Xbox there too. I mean, you said that they were there last year, so
My
you
homie
assume
Meds
they'll
had
be
that
there
kid
this year.
smooth moment. He woke up like,
You know?
no.
Nah. It's just that we always get to a certain point in the show where we just rant on Xbox for an hour. And as much as I like to bash Xbox, fuck that. Let's talk about some gaming.
All right, okay,
Yeah,
I'm back.
well, no,
here.
that's fine. Well, they'll be at GDC, I assume.
And buttery biscuits and all that good stuff.
Hey,
Well,
ain't no
yeah,
wrong with
yeah.
a biscuit, bro.
Well, I mean, that's not my fault.
Popeyes biscuits is the.
I've not had one. I can't get past their chicken, but I've heard nothing but good things about their biscuits too.
Nah, they
so.
biscuits is popping. Even Church's biscuits is what's up, man.
I played baseball for churches back in the day.
Look what
Yellow
Meds
and
did.
black
get outta
jersey.
here.
Xbox the damn food. I love it.
Guys, hey man, I'll do anything to shift it away from the Xbox slander. You feel me?
All
Yeah,
right,
no. But let's get back on topic.
let's
man.
go. Do we expect more remasters next generation?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
No. Who else? Who else was add on to that?
I don't think so either.
You don't think we're expecting? You don't
Well,
expect
no,
any new
not
remasters next gen?
On Switch, yeah, but not on Sony hardware.
Yeah,
Me,
I agree. I'm gonna say no. With Google coming into the market, there's gonna be
See, I just
a
think it's
lot
gonna
of
be all new, pretty much.
Well, I think we're gonna have more new games than remasters, but remasters will come about. I mean, hell, I guess you could call you're calling Resident Evil 2 a remake. To me, it's just a remaster.
Yeah, it's a straight up remake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But to me, the remaster, they're bringing it back. I mean, make a new Resident Evil game. You
got to remember. You got to remember that Sony have technology now for next gen that they can introduce new assets on the fly, 4K assets, so they can basically remaster games, older games that you have anyway, with simple updates
Just with
as you play them.
Look at
Listen,
Onimusha.
now that game consoles are a lot more like PCs and they're scalable, like there's no need for remasters. Like
Exactly.
today, like you don't need an Xbox One X game for it to look better. You just pop in your regular Xbox One game, and your Xbox One X makes it look better on its own. And I feel like that's what's going to be happening next.
I mean, they could go back old school, revive something like, for example, they want to go and get Ape Escape, from Sony.
Remakes, yes, but like an HD remaster, that's over with.
Okay.
I think what they might do, they might still find a way to monetize it by, if you own the game already, then you get the download patch or on the fly, whatever magical thing goes on in the background. You might get that as being a consequence of an owner of a copy of the game, but once they've really got the game to where they want it with these new assets, they could then do a re-release, a reprint to disc, and effectively call it a remaster and make their money that way.
Okay.
That too.
Okay. Alrighty. So I'll throw one more out to you guys before we get to the actual topics. So do you guys think backwards compatibility will still be a thing? Like, I think Sony will get the memo with PS5 and all that?
They got the memo.
They got deliver.
They got it, but as far as like the support for it, if it's gonna be actually enforced, maybe not. It all depends on what Sony sees fit for their profit in those terms. And quite frankly, with retro gaming, especially retro gaming, if you can still physically buy the old hardware. A lot of people, even old school gamers like me, Foxy, Craig, everybody who does really go into retro, they are going to always go to the physical hardware in order to get their fix on old games. And that's something that backwards compatibility, it may be good to render it at a higher resolution and do all the same things, but at the core basis of the game, it's still gonna play the same way as it did back in the '90s and in the '80s. It doesn't really matter in those
Carlos,
terms.
can I just
But
exclude myself from your statement? I would play the latest version on the latest piece of hardware. I wouldn't go back to the old hardware actually, and I never have. I always play on the new hardware through backwards compat. Never go back.
nah, I gotta
I
go
agree
back
with
to
you.
I gotta go back to our old hardware. I like feeling the.
I haven't got the room for a
Bro, when new
cemetery of
systems come out,
consoles in my house.
when new systems drop, I'm trying to get rid of that old shit. Bro, get out of here. Get out of here. I don't want to collect. I don't want you in the basement for life. Nah, fam. Just go away.
Exactly. The only reason why I still
everybody's
hold
like
on to PS, the only reason why I still hold on to PS3 is because they don't run on the PS4.
Yeah, true. That's
I
true.
mean, I'm an old school kind of guy, so I keep what I earn. You know.
I wouldn't buy the
Bro, I
SNES
sent that
Classic.
Xbox 360 out the window with the quickness when
I've
when
never
the
been
next gen came
interested
around.
in revisiting the classics like PlayStation 1 Classic, NES Classic, SNES. I don't care about those things.
Yeah.
I mean, I go
Well,
back time
PlayStation
to time.
Classic. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
That's
buy
a
the,
good. That's a good
I
question.
don't buy into the whole buy the new because it's better. I'm more of the I buy what I can for the moment, and then when the new stuff comes out, then I'll build up on that. Because sometimes you gotta understand, sometimes the older consoles do still play the games adequately to the resolutions that they were meant to be played. A lot of times when you
Yeah,
try
but,
to
but
play,
Carlos, you can't tell me that you prefer to play, a Xbox 360 game on the original hardware as opposed to playing it without the screen tearing on the Xbox One. Come on.
I still got. Matter of fact, I still got two Xbox 360.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
wouldn't you play the version that doesn't have screen tear and has the more tighter frame rate? Why would you play on
Right.
the older hardware when you can get the same experience, but as it was intended to be played at the time?
Because if you look at the great example with the remake of the Halo Master Chief Collection, it doesn't really look
But that's a
met.
remake. I'm talking about the 360 backwards compatibility games themselves, not remakes. I'm talking about back PC games, right? Everybody knows that some of those games in that time was restrained by the 360's memory,
Hmm.
hardware, power. So now we've got the power in the Xbox One or X or whatever Scarlet is. Why would anybody want to go back to the way it was not intended to be played, given the
Foxy,
restrictions of the hardware back
Foxy, I
then?
got the answer for you right here.
Okay.
Why do people go back and listen to vinyl records?
No, that's different.
Sound
That's
better.
different.
People
That's a
like that
totally
nostalgia.
No,
It's
but that's a
nostalgia,
totally
man.
different sense. You're talking about the hearing sense, where gaming's like feeling,
A good
hearing,
topic.
seeing, touching. Like we're talking about sensory perception here. Music is totally different. You can't even compare the two. To do so would be to
No, but
conflate.
here's the thing though. You know, when they came out with the Mega Man Legacy Collection, they left
Yeah.
all the flaws that were in those games. They left them intact because that's the way people remember them, and they didn't want to tamper with that.
Hmm.
And I feel like that's what we're doing here. Like
No,
everybody
but I'm
knows
not
that
talking about.
glitch in your favorite game that you would
No,
exploit
I'm
all the
not talking
time.
about that.
If they come out with it again, you don't want it
You're,
gone.
you're going down the rabbit hole, Alice in Wonderland type shit. That's deep. I'm talking simply about playing the game with all its warts and all its spots, all its imperfections, right? In terms of the glitches, but I'm merely talking about frame rate, not even resolution, just frame rate. The developer
All
intended
right.
the game to run at
Perfect.
30 frames.
Perfect example. Perfect example. The first Elder Scrolls that came out on the Xbox, right? It was enhanced through the backwards compatibility program, right? They upscaled the whole kit and caboodle,
Only on
720p.
Xbox One X.
No,
Yeah,
I got.
they did that.
Yeah, they did
They
that.
did that.
They did that,
Yeah,
and
it was 4K.
it still looked like crap.
But what's the
Well,
point?
the background looked
It's
like
gonna look like
crap,
crap.
but
Yeah.
If it looks like crap on the One X, then it's gonna look like even more crap on the original hardware it was made for.
Well, it all depends on what kind of display you're using. To me,
Oh
that's
man, now you're being pedantic and playing with
Yeah, we're
semantics.
oh
we
no 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 no
split we
no.
splitting hairs here.
No, I'm not splitting hairs. I'm just being,
I feel like whatever I say, you're gonna make the goal wider and wider. I just can't score, brother.
for me, it's just I like playing on the old hardware because
Oh,
of
that's
the
good. That's good, and I'm not knocking
feel.
you for it. But most people want to play the game the way it was intended to be played, and if you can get that on more new current hardware, it's a reason why people revisit games. on their new PC, upgraded PC, because
Mhm.
their older rig just couldn't manage the game. So why don't they just play it on their old PC then and not upgrade? You see, it's the same kind of. Do you understand where I'm going with this?
Yeah, I understand perfectly well, but for
I don't disagree with you. If you want to play on the original hardware for nostalgic reasons, you don't mind screen tearing, you don't mind frame rate drops, you don't mind the subpar 720, often 640p. That's cool. If you like that, no problem at all, man. I'm just
Then
happy.
you hear these underhanded. You funny, Fox.
I'm just sitting here enjoying this. I'm like, yeah, that's a good topic.
No, it's true, man. Me personally, I'm with Fox, man. I'm trying to play this shit on the newest thing possible. Yeah, highest settings, but that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, I played Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 back on the Xbox X, and yeah, you get but it looks better on the S as well. I mean, the upgraded hardware. It does look better. It has better sound, at least on the Xbox X.
What about loading?
Thing is, you know what? It's like
loading screen. Yeah, good point. Yeah, I
you can
agree.
make a game HD to the point where it looks bad. Like if you play like a Super Nintendo on an HD TV, it just doesn't look right. You need one of those old school tube
designed to
TVs.
stay on the CRT monitors, not
Yeah,
this high definition, super high definition thing we're doing now. I agree with you. That's why they have these scaler options in these games that you see. You know, you can change the filters and stuff because they know it's not going to look good on a 4K display. It's going to look like a pixelated, junkated mess.
Mhm.
So that's why they include in a lot of the games actually that you see from the old arcade 16-bit classics. Even on the Switch, there's an option to like change the image to make it either look more like the arcade, smooth out the image, blur out the image. You know, it's up to you. You can make it look super pixelated, which is great to have options, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good discussion.
Sorry if I'm being a bit of a pickle this evening.
Nah, you just want to debate. That's
That's
what it is.
right. I think people like that. I think people like to engage with each other. That's human. That's how we learn, right? We learn.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no, and that's the emphasis of having an open, debatable discussion because this way people understand where other people are coming from and not just basing it on, oh, you're just being this and that. I
Mhm.
understand perfectly well, you know, why new gamers want to try the old games on newer hardware and see the limitations. For me, I like to see it the way it was and how it was meant to be played because again, I still own my original PS1. I still own my original PS2, the fat PS2 with the Ethernet port on the back. All right. I still own the two original Xbox 360s that I purchased back in 2007.
Wow.
I still have, and I still got a Nintendo Wii. So it's like for me,
if I ever come to America again anytime soon, I lived there 8 years of my life. I got family there, but if I come there anytime soon, I hope you invite me to your home so I can visit the console graveyard cemetery. I wear a black suit and bring flowers. You must have a lot of pictures in that house.
man.
I mean, shit, that's a rare breed, though. Not everybody's like Alpha Omega Sin, where they'll have everything. You know?
Dude has a funeral.
Not
He's got a
everybody's like
funeral
that.
going on there. Every time a console dies, he's got like it's like he's got a tombstone there, like SNES laid here. Still playing, still enjoying.
Yeah. Shout out
Foxy.
to Alpha Omega Sin. Shout to him.
Foxy, I still have a Game Boy Advance. All right.
I've
Pokemon
got
Red.
I've got
Pokemon
the original
Red.
PS2. Do you know that? The first model of the PS2, the one that launched with the FIFA game.
Wow.
Literally 2 games came out in the UK, FIFA and some fireworks type game called Fantavision or something, right?
Oh yeah,
Just
I
2
remember
games.
that.
People think the Switch had a terrible launch. 2 games came out on the PlayStation 2, and you had to wait like 4 months for other games to come, right? All we got were promises for like a year, and that thing went on to sell, bucket loads, megaton.
All right. Nancy, you have anything you want to add to this? I know you're quiet.
I was just listening to what you guys were saying. No, because in a way, I have my old consoles too. Or I kept mine. I got, I haven't got no GameCube. I got a Dreamcast. I got, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, the OG Xbox 360, the Xbox itself, Xbox One. I got, God damn, what else do I got? Actually, I got 2.
You got quite a list,
GameCube.
I know.
Yeah, so sometimes you just, Yeah, I just like, I'm a collector, so.
Okay.
Yeah, you just want to
Well, look at it, Marvel.
Marvel's in my house, okay,
Yeah, right.
and it feels crowded. I feel like I got unwanted guests sometimes. Here's the thing, though, right? I
Mhm.
think the difference is it's to do with culture and geographics. I think in the UK our houses are quite small compared to the United States, so we don't really have the room to be collecting boxes. So I think that might have a lot to do with it because if you come to the UK, you'll think the streets are like sidewalks, like literally they're small. You wonder how cars go up and down them sometimes when you compare it to America with their broad streets. Okay, you can cross the street in America; it'll take you a minute. In the UK, it's like 2 seconds and you're already on the other side. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I mean, the same can be said for the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, all those regional smaller countries.
Japan,
But
even tiny homes, tiny.
yeah, but
Yeah.
for me, it's just the the emphasis on going back and feeling that Saturday morning feel. We used to wake up. You didn't want to wake up your parents. You just plug in your system, throw it
Facts.
on, and just
Start
have
playing.
fun. And start playing. That's the reason why I keep the old hardware. It's not because to say, oh, it's still better than the newer hardware. No, it's mainly because of that feeling, that little inspirational feeling that I get.
Nostalgia.
Yeah.
I understand. It's nostalgia based. I totally get it. I understand.
Yeah, it looks good for your little game
Still a
room.
sucker. I'm only joking.
Yeah. Yeah, some people have it for their little game room, so nostalgia.
Yep.
So what's on the docket, Ryan? What's going on?
All right. Let's go. Let's move on to actual game topics now, shall we? All right.
What we're gonna talk about PS5. I'm only joking.
Let's start with Nintendo. Nintendo rarely gets covered, but Nintendo actually came out with a announcement. They're going to be remaking, or they're going to do a CGI remake of that Pokemon movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back. Now, they're already doing a live action Pikachu movie. Now, do you guys think they're copying Disney? Like they're going to follow Disney and make live action movies out of the Pokemon series?
Maybe not.
Yeah. If Disney's Lion King does as well as Jungle
Bro,
Book,
this is Lion King. You know it's going to do well.
It will because I'm going.
Oh, God.
Oh, for the Lion King?
I'm going.
Bro, the Lion King?
Well,
I
want
might
to
have
see
2 tickets,
Dumbo.
bro. Just so nobody sit next to me.
Dumbo. That's what I want to see. Dumbo. I'm tired of seeing Dumbos on Twitter. I'd rather see it in the cinema.
yeah, Dumbo's coming out too. So, but nah, we'll have to wait and see. It's nice to because it's the same type of audience. So so we'll have to wait and see if it's supported or not. But I remember back in the day, I took my girl to go see that Pokemon movie, and it was horrible. I mean, they even had a tutorial on before so you could understand what a Pokemon was. And I'm like, this is worse than anything I've seen. So I mean, it was Aquaman bad. So, but with that said, if it makes money, they'll make it.
Oh yeah, it's Pokemon. If they got Pokemon on it, I think they'll do well. I think they're probably going to wait though until the Pikachu one first, see if that does super well, and then they'll start doing
Pikachu.
Yeah, because think about it. We got one for Sonic too. Remember, Sonic's got a movie coming up.
Oh my God! Don't remind me of that, man.
Oh, somebody said Kim Possible. Chili Hall said Kim Possible is getting
a
live movie.
On the Disney Channel. My daughter's actually hyped for that one. You don't understand. Every day she watches I want to watch Kim Possible. I'm like, okay.
I told you, well, that's impossible.
Oh man.
Like, in order for me to watch that, it's going to be impossible.
I mean, it all depends on how the reception from the general public reflects on the films. Like, it has to be that, and I think it's a good thing to actually bring it into live action. I just hope that these directors they actually take a little bit more catering to the actual details of the characters when they portray them in a live action film, especially
Dude, you're talking about Hollywood. You're asking for too much.
I know I'm asking for too much, but as a fan of those characters, as a fan, I like to see those little references, designs that made those characters iconic, especially someone like Sonic, Pikachu, Mario, because you remember the travesty of the early 90s with the Mario Bros film with John Leguizamo. That was a chaotic film.
Do you know I've never watched that movie? I just couldn't bear to bring myself to watch such.
I
trash.
watched
I'm
it.
sorry.
I watched it because I got a free ticket to go to the movie theaters with the summer camp that I used to go here in New York, and we went to the theaters, and it happened to be on a Wednesday when they gave out free tickets, and that was the movie that was being
Do you know
presented.
what? It was. I just don't think I could have handled at the time seeing the great late Bob Hoskins dressed up as Mario. I just couldn't cope with
Oh,
that.
you should have seen King Koopa.
I
Dennis
know.
Hopper.
It had that guy, that very good actor with a silly hairdo, like he was in some bloody,
Oh, you haven't. Y'all
new
haven't seen
age,
Philly.
new age
Like
electronic dance video.
it looked like they packed up a bunch of marshmallows on top of his head and then
He
just
looked
like
like he had cane roll gone wrong.
No,
But
y'all ain't feeling bad. Y'all go look at Jim Carrey as what was he playing? Dr. Eggman? What was he playing? He's playing one of the characters for Sonic, but he looked terrible.
They
Oh,
shouldn't
God.
be played by human beings.
Look him
I'm
up. Look him
sorry.
up, Nancy. Look him up on
Mario.
Google. He
I'm
looks
sorry,
terrible.
but
I'll show you
Mario,
guys a second.
Mario and Sonic, none of these characters should be played by an actual human being. It should be CGI.
They doing that for him.
Oh,
It's
God.
Sonic, yeah. I would like to see a Kirby movie. It could be like a movie about he's like a detective trying to find his drawers. I think that would be a great movie.
Or how about Kid Icarus?
Who's that?
Oh, y'all never played Kid
You don't know
Icarus,
Kid
man.
Icarus, that famous Nintendo character. And Icarus is a god
Oh,
from Greece.
okay.
All right,
Flying
so
god.
are y'all ready for pain? Are y'all ready for suffering? Y'all ready for your child to get destroyed in front of you?
Yeah, go ahead.
There it is. Let me go ahead and present that. Present to everybody. Hold on. Ah, crap. I went back.
It's like, could you imagine the Kirby movie? It would absolutely
There
suck
he is.
because all he does is suck things up.
Probably put his pants up because of where his drawers.
Are you? Oh, hell no! What
There
are
you go.
they doing?
There you go. Rest in peace to your childhood, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh no.
Oh, come on! Y'all gonna destroy Eggman for me, man? Dr. Robotnik. Oh my
Slime, what
God!
is this?
That is
What is this?
It was Dennis Hopper who played King Koopa in the Super Mario Brothers movie. Yes, thank you very much. I think we should credit that person. I've lost them. Oh dear.
That's
Anyway, somebody said it in the chat. Somebody said it in the chat.
yeah, it's not real.
That shit looked terrible. God,
What is that? What is that? It looks like a Nazi, a futuristic Nazi.
It looks like rest in peace Teddy Roosevelt with no hair.
Yeah.
Goodness me. It actually looks like Gentleman Jim from the future, that old English boxer.
Oh yeah, no,
He was
not even.
missing the official.
Remember Charles Bronson, Foxy? Charles Bronson?
Yeah, I remember him, that lunatic.
Yeah, he
God.
looked like Charles Bronson, but with a more decrepit smile.
There you
Good
go.
movie.
Let me scroll down the chat here. Shout out to Gerudo Legends. He says to you, Foxy, I would just jaywalk like the game Frogger.
Well, my only answer to that is I am incorrigible. Sorry.
Oh, man.
How crazy.
Yeah, it was Uncle Bumpy. I want to give credit to Uncle Bumpy for getting the name Dennis Hopper into the stratosphere of great conversation. Thank you very much.
Hey, Dennis Hopper is a great acting legend.
Yeah, I loved him with Dennis Slater in a movie called what was that? It was one of those Quentin Tarantino written movies where he thought he was Elvis.
Greenberg playing as Eggman.
He thought he could see himself as Elvis all the time, and he met this hooker, and they ran away.
Yeah,
And
that one too. And then he also did a good role in Waterworld with Kevin Costner. I actually liked his villain. His villain was pretty badass.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's when the first 100 million. Was that a $100 million movie? It was just like a huge deal. Cost him $100 million to make the movie. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys are ready. The Beast is coming.
Yeah.
The Beast is coming. A courtesy of Mad Studios. We got the new Mad Box system.
hello, Portugal.
We have the new Mad Box, courtesy of Mad Studios. The Beast is most certainly coming. The creator of it actually went on Twitter and said that the system will do 4K, and he also teased VR at 60 frames per second with this console.
Well, that's a beast. What's it called? The Mad Box?
It's called the Mad Box.
That sounds
By
terrible.
Slightly Mad Studios, creators of the Project Cars series.
That's why.
Oh,
That's why.
I'm
That's why I talked about that
surprised.
last night. I talked about that shit last night. It made me laugh my ass off.
Like,
I'm
they-
surprised in this
they got me
PC
tripping.
world. I'm surprised in this PC world we haven't got outrage across the internet from people who suffer from mental health that it's called the new, the Madbox console. Like,
Listen, man. Oh, that's coming. It's probably coming. But listen, don't let Dreamcast guy hear this. He'll make 7 videos on it. Listen, I think I don't know, man. Those people over there, they should have spoken to Chief, so he could have told them this ain't it. Like, this ain't it.
I mean, if they're trying to make another Nvidia Shield or /Steambox Zotac mini PC console, then I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you.
look, they got at least they're being honest with everybody. It literally is bonkers. It is a mad box. It's a mad, crazy thing to do. No exclusives. You're gonna have anyone, submit their games or apps on it, which is gonna mean there's gonna be literally zero quality control. I mean, you're just going to be wading through the store on that thing, wading through absolute rubbish. You're going to have to rely on like a Netflix viewer rating system. Nobody's going to really be honest about the review. They're going to mark the game down for some political reasons, some other reasons to do with the publisher, nothing to do with the quality of the game like they do on Metacritic user scores. You're even going to get people saying, well, this game isn't on my Xbox or PlayStation, so I'm going to give it a 0. Get out of here with this.
Yeah, it's true. Like, no, Gaming Editor is a prime example too. Like, when it comes to people reacting to this on Twitter, but everybody was like, "I believe this when I see it," and I'm like, "Thank you." I guess people woke up. They don't buy into hype anymore as much, so that's good. That's good to see. I
wish
definitely
them
agree
well.
with the people.
Yeah.
Competition's a good thing. If they can get this thing up and they've got backers, they've got the capital, and it doesn't even sound like they got the capital because I covered this story in a video, right? Quite extensively. I covered this, and it was clear from what I researched that they don't even have capital for this thing. This is at the moment just a pipe dream because they said they are fielding interest from various investors. That means there's no money.
Oh, that
They're
means
just
you have no
they're at
money.
negotiation stage. Who's going to own half of what? Who's going to have most ownership on the console? They haven't even got past that stage yet. There is no money to build this thing at this present moment. Believe me, there's no way on the back of Project Cars 2, old Need for Speed games, and some VR experimental type autonomous simulation projects that they've got going on in the background, that they can afford to get get a console manufactured and to market. There's absolutely no way, because if it was that easy, Sega would still be in the game. If hell, I could get a console out there, call it the Foxbox.
Foxbox.
I just think it's funny. Yeah, it's gonna do 4K. I love it though. I don't know what it's funny to me. I don't know what else. I mean, I didn't hear Princess's podcast.
I thought it was an April. I really thought it was a joke. To be honest with you, I didn't think it was real. People saying, "Oh, they made a contest called the Mad Box." I'm like, "Yeah, sure they did."
Oh, it is real.
Mad Box.
Hey, Ryan, it's very real. It's a real joke.
Oh man.
Amen on that one.
It's a real joke.
This should have been April. It should have been April the 1st. That news came out. It's the wrong time of the year for this nonsense.
Let's look at it on paper. It has no games. It has no established franchise. It has nothing to sell it. It has no mascot. It has nothing. And Sony's already teasing the reveal of PS5, and potentially Microsoft might do the same thing this year.
I mean, what's the difference between this and Steam?
Thank you.
And if Steam couldn't do it with Valve's huge capital, Valve's huge reserves, how the hell are Slightly Mad Studios going to get this thing up and running? It's going to end up like that Phantom console.
Yeah.
In other words, it doesn't even materialize.
So at least China already has the world's most powerful console. The people in the chat, and so it's somebody Impatient Fire says it's gonna be true 4K. What are the Xbox gonna do now? I don't know. I guess they're gonna go mad. I don't know.
I'm all for somebody new joining the console space, but we need somebody with super deep pockets that's willing to eat losses for a long time before they make money. And this company is not it. And this has Ouya written all over it.
Sega's coming back. Remember I said that. You think I'm kidding? Sega is researching our console as we speak.
They need to. They need to come back.
Yeah.
They got everything. They have the talent. You know, they got everything. I would love to see them come back to the space, but
Yeah.
It won't be what you think though. It's likely
Yeah.
to be like not an Android box, but along that line where it's using off-the-shelf technology that anyone can get their hands on. But it'll be Sega branded, and it'll be very low level, low entry price point. You can play all their classics on it. They probably won't even, invest in heavily in AAA games that are exclusive to it. They'll probably just get games that can run on it that will also run on the PS5 and whatever Xbox does and Nintendo Switch. But it will be a multi-platform box, but Sega will own it. And obviously they'll reap the rewards from the sale of it. But it'll probably be designed on their traditional console aesthetic, like what everybody's been used to, just for the nostalgic sake. So you can really comparable to a SNES Classic. It'll probably be that small as well. It won't even be particularly powerful.
Or more like the you remember the second gen Genesis that was actually modeled a little bit smaller than the first gen. That would be an actual good design for that console.
Yeah, it'll probably be on the power of the Switch.
Yeah, and that would be
Pro,
hot.
or a Switch Pro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, Sega, damn it. Bring it home.
Actually, don't be surprised if it isn't almost a copy of the Switch, that it's like a tablet with controllers.
Wait. We don't want copyright infringements, remember?
No. If anything, Nintendo's copied every other tablet then, haven't they? Because I saw plenty of tablets that look just like the Nintendo Switch, only without the Joy-Cons.
Facts.
There you go. This is random right here. I'm gonna throw this towards Meds, but EA Sports UFC, they posted a tweet there, Meds. Who deserves to be called the current pound for pound number one?
John Bones Jones,
Daniel Cormier, or Khabib?
There's only one answer, and it's John Bones Jones.
Okay.
I think it's Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather. We're talking about MMA fighters, bro.
He said Floyd Mayweather.
I'm talking about people that can actually fight. So I say Floyd Mayweather.
Are you kidding me? Floyd Mayweather can't fight. He's a boxer.
Well, yeah, but he beats people up. He just beat up some kickboxer in Japan, went over there and beat him up.
Yeah, but that was a boxing match.
Bro.
Yeah, of course he did.
He went out. Nah, he went out too bad. I'm sorry.
A boxing match. I don't consider a boxing match a fight, but that's just me. That's why I never call it a fight. I call it a boxing match.
Man, if you're getting hit, dude, if you're getting hit, it's a fight.
Yeah, it's a fight.
I mean, I disagree.
He's mastered the art of not being hit.
No, he's mastered it. He's mastered it. There's no complaints in it. There's the man is one of the best defensive technical boxers to ever grace.
He beats people up.
How did we even get onto boxing? I love boxing, but how did we get to this?
Because the UFC game tweeted something out.
The UFC thing. He should be on the cover of the UFC.
Anyway, yeah, the answer is John Jones.
You said Jones? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
At least we're on the same page there. I was like,
John Jones is the damn GOAT, damn it.
I had to throw that at him. because I know he'd be like, "Ah, man, I want to talk about MMA."
This is all alien to me. I'm afraid I can't relate to UFC. I'm a more pugilist kind of spectator. I like boxing.
Yeah.
I just like people beating the shit out of each other, so I watch everything. It doesn't matter.
No, I watch boxing. I like boxing. I'm an MMA guy. I practice MMA. I don't know.
I just almost saw them get their ass beat. That's the funny thing. Like,
I just don't like all the hugging and groping. If only they just stood up and knocked each other out. I don't like when they start grappling. I don't like
that's half the battle, man.
I don't like that. I just want to see knockouts. I don't want to see people hugging and touching and breaking each other in a very manly.
People don't like the grappling, but hey.
It's like two seals fighting over a grate. Stand up, be a man, and take the ass whooping.
When you look at them, it's like when you look at two UFC MMA fighters on the ground, in a lock, it looks like they're both trying to stop each other from touching each other's genitals.
Oh, man. No. See, the thing is that you don't know what's going on there. You know what I'm saying? Like when the fight goes to the ground, I'm excited because I know what's happening.
No, I understand the sport very well. It's just I can't relate to it. You have to appreciate that I'm from the UK. It's not something that specifically, like, it didn't really have its birth here. Do you know what I mean? It's not ingrained in British culture, although it has its fans, pretty much like basketball and American football. But it's a small growing sport over here.
We already know Foxy's gonna watch Vince McMahon style.
All right, Garuda. So that's the case, Garuda.
Well, hold on. Let me say this. I like that Nunez. She beat up Ronda Rousey using a boxing technique, and then she climbed up on the top of that octagon and said she was trash. Said Ronda Rousey was trash, and that she was going to retire and start acting. And that's exactly what she did.
Yep.
She beat her up.
That nigga, she ain't even.
And she told her trash.
Can I just answer this
WWE
person in the chat?
Is acting.
Can I answer StarMade93? Shout out StarMade93. Happy New Year to you, sir. Who has asked that Fox, AJ or Wilder in the boxing? Obviously, AJ. Wilder's just a knockout artist. He's not a real boxer.
You're really gonna ask a British guy to pick an American guy? No.
No. Listen, I like Wilder. It's got nothing to do with patriotism or nationalism. It hasn't. I'm not a nationalist at all. As I said, I lived in America for 8 years. If you ask me if I prefer the A-Team or I prefer, Sherlock Holmes, I'm going to tell you I prefer the A-Team. What does that tell you about me?
Well, A-Team's terrible.
Well, I prefer the A-Team, the original 80s series, not the crap movie that just came out.
Oh, okay. I got you now. I got you.
All right. Not crazy.
I prefer Rocky to Chariots of Fire. Chariots of Fire is a British movie, won Oscars. Rocky has won Oscars as well, but I prefer Rocky, and that's American. So it's got nothing to do with nationalism. I'll tell you why. Wilder is the most entertaining boxer on the planet at the moment because he's a knockout artist. He's exciting, he's bold, he's brash, but he's not a real boxer. He was shown up. His skills were severely shown up to be wanting when Tyson Fury schooled him. Even though he knocked Tyson Fury out, right? Tyson Fury still outboxed him.
He outboxed him. He's a superior boxer.
He's a one-punch quitter. He's a one-quitter hitter. And that's not boxing. Anyone can knock someone out in the street, can't they? But can you box in the street? No.
Nope.
Okay. I will say that Derek Lewis had the best interview of 2018. Just throwing it out there.
That's a big fact.
No, but honestly, I am not a nationalist. I'm anti-patriotism. I'm anti-nationalism. I'm a man of the world. I'm not a globalist, but I am a man of the world. I believe we're all brothers and sisters. We just speak in different tongues.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, you can't compare the two sports only on the stand-up, which is the traditional boxing terms. You stand up, you fight, you use your fists, you don't use your legs or your body. But when it comes to the overall picture, you have to have great conditioning, okay? Because a lot of people think that MMA is just, a bunch of guys just throwing themselves on top of each other. No, you have to have some great stamina, great tactical prowess of your surroundings. It's not just like you go in, you throw yourself on top of the person. You have to literally know that there will be an elbow being thrown at your face. There will be a kick. So it takes a little bit more of an approach to be an MMA fighter. And
so why is it that no MMA fighter can beat a boxer in the ring?
In a boxing match? Hell no, of course not.
When they're not using their feet. When they're not using, let me just say, sir, if you don't mind, sir, when they're not using their feet or elbows, it's a very different game in the ring. Okay?
No, it is. Of course. Listen, boxers box. That's all they do.
Let's take
any MMA fighter in a boxing match. That's harder than being able to grab, throw.
Take rules away and put it in the terms of, okay, you can't do this, you can't do that. Let the fighters fight in their natural form, in their natural way. And MMA is actually way more violent than boxing.
So you don't care about the health of two motherfuckers? Is that what you're telling me?
I mean,
if we're watching a boxing match, we don't care about their health, bro.
I do, because after the knockout, I want the fight stopped.
Yeah,
I don't want to see blood. I want to see victory.
I mean, it's the same thing for boxing as well. They get punch drunk, they get hits, and it's something that they, even in MMA, you have to stop the fighter from even going even further and injuring the person.
But I happen to think that boxing is far more difficult than MMA. Because you can only use your hands. Because you can only use your hands. That's why it's harder.
Yeah, the boxers have said that. I disagree, but let's not get into that. What's that?
Yeah, but you're limited, aren't you? You're actually limited just by being able to use your hands. You're limited. If you can fight, no rules, kicking, punching, throwing, grabbing, you're far more likely to succeed if you're than just punching. So of course it's harder.
Yeah, Floyd Mayweather pulled that guy, that MMA guy. He pulled him deep into the fight, to show that they're not in condition, and then he has no power, but he knocked him silly to the point where after that fight, Floyd Mayweather's sitting down smiling with 2 ring girls, and that guy had to come out with grease all over his face and glasses. Yeah, you got an ass whooping. So just but hey, you got
Conor never had a chance.
Million.
Come on, man.
I don't want this.
Yeah, but he got 93 million. He's fine. I like that. Yeah.
We're killing the audience though. They wanted back the game, and we're sorry.
All right,
we're gonna go back to the game. To
180 back to the game.
Oh, screw the audience. I'm just kidding.
All right, Garuda. So talking about that jazz, then why don't you get in the MMA ring and fight somebody and tell me if you got any skills within that fight?
Well, I'd rather see McRib go up against Wallace.
Well, actually, by my nature, I'm a pacifist, so I wouldn't do that.
I mean, because you got a lot of people that talk a whole lot of crap, but when you go into the ring, it's a whole different atmosphere. Your nerves, everything is on point, so you can't really compare the two. There's a lot of differences.
Man, that'd be funny if McGregor saw this shit. And he was like, there's a guy named Fuchs. I caught this man named Fuchs.
At the end of the day, and this is a fact, if Floyd Mayweather fought Conor McGregor,
I prefer to dismantle people psychologically. I think you can hurt people far more severely and deeply mentally than any physical wound, because wounds heal. But when you break somebody from the inside at a molecular level, deconstruct them, and put back the particles at an atom level, electrons, neurons, and you spend the rest of their life contemplating what happened to them. That is far more painful than getting a broken nose.
Well, I don't disagree with that. Being subatomically destroyed, like when a Reaper kills you or something.
Listen, if you can make people look at themselves, right, and reflect for the rest of their lives, yeah, that's something that's going to stay with them forever. That's a deep scar. But if you break your leg or someone breaks your neck and you heal, after a year, you're fine. You forget about it. It's just one of those things.
Yeah. Damn, Foxy want to haunt people.
All right, so Garuda,
goddamn.
Foxy's trying to get
in the ring with Alex.
I'm just saying, there's more ways to inflict pain than physically. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well,
I want to see a match, a kickboxing match with Garuda Legends and Alistair Overeem, just to see how good you.
Oh man, listen, don't mention that clown to me ever again.
Who's a clown? Who's a clown?
Who are
we talking about?
You thought I was over you.
I'm not talking about Alistair Overeem.
Oh,
let's move on.
I got it.
I'm lost, man.
I'm
lost.
All right. 180 back to gaming. So Sony rejected multiplayer pitch from Saber Interactive for Days Gone. Now, Days Gone, you guys already know this game is going to be lit. There's a lot happening on screen, a lot of zombies coming at you in full force. And there's also a few scenes that are kind of like preset with the amount of zombies, but they're coming at you in full force. Now, some people might actually wanted a horde mode for this game where it's like more than one player and you guys taking out enemies or whatever. I don't think they can do it for basically for hardware limitations. I don't think they can pull that off, but I'd love to hear you guys take on it. What you guys think about that? That I'm saying for Sony to say no.
I love it. I love it. They know their audience. I mean, you want to play multiplayer games, get a PC and play. I mean, seriously, this is like old hat. Sony's fan base, where I'm sure they do a lot of multiplayer games, they prefer the single player experience, and they know their audience. So I mean, it's who was begging for crossplay for internet play? I don't think it was Sony.
Nah, there's okay.
No. So that's what I got.
I mean, it really only caters to a certain small demographic of people. Like if you really look at how well the multiplayer scene has done for the duration of its time, it's done good in terms of broadening the audience to a bigger demographic, like worldwide. But after a while, multiplayer games get boring as well. You really get tired of doing the same thing over and over again and talking to the same people over and over again. So it doesn't surprise me that Sony did take the approach and said no, because plain and simple, you're going to play a zombie game only to kill zombies and try to finish the story, not really emphasize yourself on playing a Call of Duty knockoff with the zombies mode and horde mode. Like, come on. Come on,
That was
now.
interesting. They didn't. They could have came at what was it? What's that? What's the name of that dev? Ready at Dawn with the whole the Order 1886. They could have came at them with that. I think that would have worked perfectly.
Really? You think so? Cool.
Online for the Order 1886, a horde mode. Werewolves.
Do you think they turned it down? Because isn't there another zombie game called World War Z? And it coming out this online, and you're gonna be running around from zombies and stuff like that. And that it is straight online zombie game.
Probably so.
So,
that's a good one. Yeah. Good thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's kind of like, well, what would be the differences? So, Sony to me knows their audience, and I'm not saying multiplayer won't be fun, but these people that want multiplayer, get a PC and play online. Put on your headset, call in the B2, get one-man army, whatever you want to call it, and do what you got to do, But I mean, the game of the year, the last time I checked, the game of the year was a single-player offline game. Now, I could be wrong.
Which one was that?
God of War. I don't know if God of War may have an online mode, and I don't know.
Yeah, no, it was always. I mean, it was offline.
Yeah, well, see, there we go. So, and Red Dead lost, and I'm pretty sure it does have an online mode.
Yeah, they lost, but at the same time they won with Red Dead. They won. What was it? A player choice, something like that.
I'm saying they lost.
Wasn't it? Yeah,
they won gold. They won. Yeah, everybody cleaned up. But as far as the game of the year, Golden Joystick is about your peers. So you have the respect of your peers, but the audience preferred God of War. That's what that was all about. But I mean, I just don't get why people still think everybody wants to play online. They don't. I mean, that's all I can say. So
I mean, with the level of toxicity that you see people playing with online, with these comments, the racial slurs. Do you really want to play online when somebody that you really don't know or barely knows you? Like that's where
I kind of would, just to see it, just so I can be a dick. So when they say something stupid to me, I can piss off the zombies and watch them get eaten and be safely away.
Well, look, Carlos, you don't have to be playing any game to be subjected to nonsense. I mean, just in the chat alone, there's so much misogynistic narrative going on about women and fat people. It's absolutely abhorrent.
Oh my god.
Well, actually, I'm not even looking at the chat. What happened?
Hey Matthew, not for nothing, but I would love to play SOCOM. That is one of those online games that I actually enjoyed playing on the PS2. It was actually fun.
The one that got it started, SOCOM 1, did that have an online mode? That's the one that got everything started. See, I don't think SOCOM 1 did. So I mean, if you really want to play SOCOM, I guess if the Navy SEALs go out on a real mission, it's multiplayer. I mean, I'm pretty sure, So I mean, it's crazy. It's not multiplayer when you're out on those strike missions. I don't see them doing multiplayer things. You're gonna go over there, and I'm gonna sit here in the bush, and then when he comes out, I mean, it's just it's a SEAL team. So I'm pretty sure there's no multiplayer. But I'm not saying it won't be fun. But me personally, if there's ever another game like SOCOM or Rainbow Six, it does not have to be online. I'm very disappointed with Rainbow Six Siege, even though I know it's successful. It's cops and robbers.
Okay.
Good grief. Remake Spy versus Spy. Bring that back.
I'm not saying it will be fun as long as the community like it. You know what I'm saying?
The community probably does like it.
The community likes their biscuits buttery.
They do,
There
and
you go.
so what can you do with a bunch of men that like buttery biscuits? Just say, all right, man. That's how you say to them, all right, man.
Nancy, what you think about it?
I personally think Sony knows what they're doing, and they've been doing it now for a while. They know their audience, and they're going to give them what they want. Bottom line. I mean, it's really not much more to say about it. They know what the people want. They actually do listen. They may not be in chat talking to you all the time, but they listen to what you're saying. They know what people are buying and what people aren't buying. They know what works.
Okay.
They've been around for a long time, so I don't think that they're going to, that's why they did what they did.
Okay. All right.
I mean, bro, shoot 'em up games are fun, but after a while they get doled out, man. Look at it. Infinite Warfare, right?
Mm-hmm.
Infinite Warfare had such a bad reception. I actually like the single player mission in Infinite Warfare.
I think people just tired of that format, though. People are just tired of the space format. That's the problem.
Yeah, but the multiplayer online was so like OP. Like you couldn't find a weapon that was balanced. Everything was. If I had the higher level and I had the higher rated weapon, I could kill you faster. I mean, it's good at one point, but it's bad because you're intermixing people that just started playing the game with people that have been playing for like a couple of weeks. They already have the weapon set. Just even it out. Somebody that's level 2, play with somebody that's level 2. Don't try to a third prestige level 50 guy with a guy that's just starting to play the game. It kills the vibe. It really does.
The only thing I will add.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. The only thing I was going to add was about the fighting games that needs to stay online. I get what they're doing, but it gets boring playing against the computer all the time. So please don't change the online, fighting. When it comes to fighting, because that would be I would lose interest in fighting games, and I love fighting games. I love beating people up. It gets boring after a while with damn computer. Now, seriously, I love getting people up and see how salty they getting mad and have an attitude and rage quit and whatever. It's fun. It's fun.
Especially when,
it makes my day.
They find out they were beaten by a woman. I guess.
Yeah,
that's the icing on the cake.
I saw her DMs. Her DMs are just toxic when she beats the hell out of somebody in a fighting game.
Oh no, yeah, I'm pretty sure Titanfall. You don't mind it because you know why? At the end of the day, they're gonna love you.
That's right.
Can I just add?
Pretty good, Carlos. Pretty good.
Can I just add? I think in order to be a complete gamer, if not a content gamer, I think you should experiment with a mixture of genres. You shouldn't really stick to one game type genre because you soon suffer fatigue. That's the way I get around it. I don't just tend to play open world games all the time. I don't just play shooters. I don't just play sports games or races. I mix it all up. I might play 2-3 hours on this, 2-3 hours on that.
Listen to the Fox.
No, you have to.
Well, it's true. You gotta mix it up. It's variety. It's the spice of life.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the emphasis of just playing on every genre. I like RPGs. I like action adventure. I like open world. I like first person shooters. I like racing games. I'm not so much into sports games because I'd rather play the sport myself to go outside and have the interaction with other people. But I play once in a while some sports.
I used to be hype on, especially in college football games back in the day.
Yeah. Oh yeah. NCAA.
Yeah, I loved them back in the day, but it's like I can't no more. It's like I'd rather watch it on TV than fucking play it now. There's nothing cool about it. Nothing.
Yeah, because it's over. It got oversaturated. If you really look at the sports genre, it has been so oversaturated with the same.
Not only that, it's just lack of innovation and lack of competition. Basically, I would love to see somebody else tackle a Madden game. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, 2K had a good football game in the early PS2 era. It was actually good, bad, but EA, being the greedy company that it is, said no. We want to have all the copyrights and all the licensing for the NFL for our games. And I mean, come on now, EA, it's time to give it up. If y'all gave up the Porsche licensing for your racing games, give up the NFL license to somebody else. We got to see studios like 989 come back. We'd rather see somebody else take the mantle.
Well, they retaliated against EA and they got the baseball license. That's why EA no longer makes a baseball game.
Yeah, but at the same time, you kind of get tired of the Madden, bro. Like it gets tiring at times. You really want to see.
Can you imagine EA without having the monopoly on the certain sports titles that they do? They'd be absolutely finished in this market because
pretty much
the stinkers and mistakes they make with their other games. It's lucky for them they got FIFA and Madden to fall back on, and let's be honest, that's their
FIFA's
main bread and butter.
Yeah, FIFA is their biggest cake.
That's their biggest IP.
What?
Yeah.
Next to Madden, yeah.
They bought Visceral Games, right? EA.
Visceral
Yeah,
is done, dude.
No, they bought
Respawn.
Visceral Games though, and they're no longer a thing. But I'm saying, didn't they buy Visceral?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had
Yeah.
Visceral, but then you know what happened after
Yeah.
the
The reason I brought that up because they had an opportunity. They have an opportunity right there to build something else with Dead Space. Dead Space is no more now.
and I love
Yeah.
that series.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good series. So,
See? Good games suffer from these overrated ones. See.
Especially the ones that lack the Kraken.
yeah, Kraken is lacking. So,
Yo, my Xbox sense is tingling.
All right, you want to send something? Okay, go fight the
Avatar, doing the
Megalodon.
damn Spider-Man suit with Xboxes around your head like Spider Sense. That'd be cool.
I can sense Xbox slander from 10 feet away.
There you go.
well, what's called it? Aquaman had a cool
It's not
Kraken in it. So if you want to go see a Kraken, what a Kraken looks like, that's
Oh,
the
God.
Aquaman. They had a real one. Or that a real
That-
they had a one.
That and you remember
It was
what other
trash.
movie?
The Pirates of the Caribbean movie had a good Kraken.
That
Oh,
one had a
yeah.
good crack. Rise of the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
That had a good
That.
the remake to the old Perseus movie. They
Yeah.
had looking Kraken.
They
what
remade
else?
that.
What's that? Pirates of the Caribbean, right?
Yeah, Pirates of the
Yeah.
Caribbean. Yeah, I like the Kraken in Pirates of the Caribbean. That one was like really detailed to the actual Kraken.
Yeah, even though it looked a little unrealistic when the damn thing kept throwing him in his mouth. I'm like, these little peanuts going in that big ass mouth. There's no way he's filling you up to stop. So, that's what that was, but hey, it is what it is. All right. Let's get to another gaming topic. Sony is hiring for another AAA studio or for another AAA game. I'm sorry. If I'm not mistaken, they're looking for a lead game artist that they're looking for. And now they haven't really discussed what it could be, but they did say that this studio was responsible for like the Uncharted, Last of Us, and a few other. So they were saying that, things of that nature. What y'all think it is? Because if I remember correctly, there was rumor going around that Siphon Filter is indeed being remade or something like that. So there's that. And I covered that in my video. I said, I threw that out there too as a random because I remember they renewed the trademark for Siphon Filter a while back. So that's how I feel on it. But what do you guys think about it?
Can I chime in? Craig may remember this. I'm not sure if Craig was on the gaming couch at the time, but I did mention 2 games that I was aware of that are exclusive to PS5. I said one of them is a game that's already out there, that everyone knows about. Not in terms of PS5, but it's already an established game that you've played on your PS4. And the other one is a completely new AAA game from a brand new studio. This pertains to that.
I think it's Parasite Eve.
God damn. Don't try to tease me now.
Remember, new
Siphon
Filter is not new. The key word here is new AAA first-party game. That means original, new, exclusive title.
Yeah.
You got me, Foxy. What game is it, man? Because I'm dying to know.
I don't know. I wish I knew.
Oh man.
I know that there are 2 games. I've
game.
known for about a year. Craig should be able to back me up. I'm not sure how many podcasts he's been on and heard it. But I got this information over a year ago when I dropped a video talking about Sony creating or acquiring or forming new first-party studios with a new name, like nothing you've heard of before, for specifically PS5 development. And there were 4 titles in development, but 2 were quite far along. Okay. Yeah. Quite far along. In other words, in pre-alpha stage, right? Or beyond planning stage, at least. They started it, right? So this particular game here, I strongly, firmly believe, without question, this is the brand new IP that has no previous existence. In other words, it's not a continuation or remake of anything that's come before it.
So it's a brand new,
completely fresh. and it's quite far along. So whoever they're looking for is probably only replacing somebody they've recently let go or have moved on to other projects or be moved around to another studio. But this is not, don't think that because they're hiring this person now that the game must be, oh, they've literally just started it. No, this is someone replacing somebody. This is not somebody coming in to start a game from fresh. This game is already in existence, well into development cycle. I'd say by now it should be beyond the pre-alpha stage. They're probably, tightening things up. But I am also aware that in December, one member of the press, one very lucky member of the press, who I cannot name and I will not name, and some big wig CEOs from publishers have already seen demos of PS5 games running on the latest dev kits at Sony by Sony's own invitation. And 2 of the games that I talked about that are far along in their development have been shown to those developers. Now, I can't tell you, I can't pretend to know whether they were blown away or not. I don't have that information, but I do know a secret meeting took place, between select members of the press and the top people, like Yves Gilmore from Ubisoft. People like, I'm not saying him, but people like him, people at the very top of the pyramid in the publishing game, right, have gone to look at these titles and looked at PS5 running and have been prepped already before even the actual CES and actual developer events start to progress starting January going forward over the next 6 months until the public finally gets a look at this beast. Garen, I'm telling you, I'm so excited for everybody because the PS5 is going to blow you all away. They are going to deliver a console, that you're going to wonder how you got it at the price you did with the performance you're going to get. And that's because they're selling it at a massive loss because they can gamble on that loss because of the revenue that they're getting in from service-driven games, not just from their own, but third party as well. And the mobile sectors all contributing research and development and huge AAA game development.
Right, but they also got quality games they have built upon too for PS5. So some of which are new. Right. So
my understanding is that it may be a
every new console launch, you need a completely new game.
Pretty much.
To define it, and then you can hopefully start a trilogy all over again, or however far you want to take that IP. But if you look at every system that's ever launched, it got a brand new IP at some stage early in its life cycle.
Yep. I just kind of hope that a certain game that we got this generation does get a second chance for PS5, and that's The Order. I really wanted to see that game get just another chance. I never
played that game. I mean, is it that good?
It's one of the cooler games out there. It's like literally you're like Knights of a Round Table, and you serve the Holy Grail, which gives you eternal life. It's called Blackwater. It's really, really cool. It's like really, really deep, but you'll know when you play it and you'll piece it together how it really works. But you're literally you're part of the Order, and you guys have lived for quite a long time after drinking the black water, and you find out throughout playing it that the Order has been corrupted by many things as you play it. I don't want to spoil it, but it's really, really good. It's got werewolves in there. It's got different style werewolves. It's got your traditional ones that are like grunts that run around like psychotic. Those who just became werewolves.
Was it on PC as well, or is it exclusive? Or?
It's on PS. It's PS4 exclusive. It's a
PS4. Yeah. All right, I need to go ahead and try to play it.
It's real cheap.
You know what's funny, Ryan? Some people are even unsure as to if Mark Cerny is still the architect of PS5.
I doubt he's leaving.
He is.
I doubt he's leaving.
Absolutely, of course he is.
Yeah, I doubt he's leaving.
Who else?
In there. Yeah, he's the one that's been taking the notes. Remember, all these events.
I think why would you that brother Tyrone down there on 3rd Street, he may be helping out too. So
no, definitely Mark Cerny is behind the. I'm not saying he hasn't got a collaborator with him now.
Yeah,
who knows?
Of course.
Maybe he always works with others as well. He's the key architect, the chief architect. He's not the only architect.
There you go. And you notice every time there's like these events, he always has a clipboard. He's always taking notes, even when people are talking. Like he did this even at the last PS Sec that they did when he was on the couch. So he knows what he's doing for next gen. I'm not worried about that.
He'll be the one detailing PS5 specs, just like with the PS4 and the Pro. It'll happen all over again.
Yeah,
I'll be asleep. They gotta have somebody else do that. I mean, that man talks. I mean, it's look. I think he's one of the. I mean, he talks way above my head, and he cannot. I can't say he cannot. So he has issues making it layman's terms.
Right.
You know, versus that's tough.
I mean, but Craig,
I understand.
Craig, who would you rather describe your baby? Craig, who would you rather, if you have a baby, Craig? I'm assuming you've got no kids, but you may have children. But let's say you're a new baby, right? Who would you rather describe your new baby? Would you rather someone else describe your baby who doesn't know your baby? Or would you like to describe your baby who knows your baby?
I mean, you can always.
Me personally, if I was releasing new hardware, I would say, look, it'd be like the CES conference. The way this woman will explain it, it won't be for the tech heads. They'll just say, performance-wise, it's going to give you this, versus this. That's all. That's it. That's all you have to do with PS5. PS4 gave you this type of performance. PS4 Pro gave you this. Here is the PS5. Here are some of the differences to look for. Here's what the developers will be able to do if they implement.
I feel like
and
he should be held.
Here's the price.
I don't feel like he should have to dumb himself down though for the
I agree with that too.
Who failed miserably in education and
I agree.
And in their use of the English language. It's not his
I agree.
fault.
I agree.
At the end of the day, he's a very intelligent being, and if people really cared so much about what he said, they would write down what it sounds like, Google what it sounds like, and Google will correct you and give you the definition of the word you don't understand.
Who was the guy that gave the price of the PS4?
That was Andrew House.
That's who should do it. Here's what it's going to do.
He's gone, dude. He's gone.
I know, but bring him back and then say, here's what it's going to do.
What if he doesn't want to come back? He's not like.
You gotta understand. You gotta understand there, Craig.
Well, make him come back.
Yeah,
he's not a slave.
He's more loyal to PlayStation than many others out there.
They
like,
don't
he's been
own,
for 20
Craig,
years.
Craig, contrary to belief, Sony don't own their employees. They can
I
leave and come as
understand
they
that.
go.
But I'm just saying, if he introduces it, because he was the one doing the PS4 Pro, and I about went to sleep. And I understood what he was trying to do.
Aren't we having a mute? Isn't it a mute discussion? Because he's not coming back. He wanted to retire.
Nice if he did, because the way he did it, he just ripped them hard. Here's the price. Here's when you're going to be able to get it. You all have a good evening.
If you're going to bring anyone back, bring back Jack Tretton.
Was Jack Tretton. Yeah,
bring back Jack. If you're going to bring anyone back, bring back Jack.
Really come back.
That was my guy.
Him, or Xbox needs to bring back Michael Pachter and do the presentations for all the 4K.
Oh Jesus Christ!
140 frames per second.
Oh god, Michael Patter's a gaming analyst, and ironically, I'm saving that for last. That's an interesting topic, but no, that's a gaming analyst.
Can I bring something up real quick?
Go right ahead.
I actually got something from Meds.
Hey, what's up?
Meds, you said on Twitter that The Last of Us, the first one, was overrated. Explain yourself.
Oh no!
Explain yourself.
Well, overrated. It's overrated. People think it's some sort of amazing thing, and it's alright. It's good. It's alright.
Yeah, but that's certainly in your opinion, right?
I
mean, you can't say it's overrated for everybody.
I mean, it's overrated, obviously, in my opinion.
Okay, well, that's a narrow view because it's just you.
I mean, I've heard many other people that agree with me.
Yeah, but they can't agree with you in exactly the same way, can they?
I'm sure. Listen, man, I know it's not a popular stance to take, but here's the thing. I don't think narrative in video games is very good at all. Like, people are like, oh, like Last of Us is some sort of groundbreaking story. Like, listen, if gamers picked up a book every once in a while, they wouldn't be impressed by this shit. It's not good.
So
I agree with that.
Let me ask you this right here. For The Last of Us, obviously the first one, that scene at the beginning where with him and his daughter.
I cried with that one. That was a good scene.
Okay, that's it.
All right,
that was a good one.
Clearly, they're impactful.
No, the thing is that when I say something's overrated, I'm not saying it's bad.
I know what I'm saying clearly it's impactful. You say you can read a book and get the same shit. I'm saying clearly that.
No, I'm saying The Last of Us story like literally ripped off a book, an actual book. The book is called The Road.
Well, we can't. You know what?
And if you guys read The Road, you'd see that
we can't discount what you're saying though, because it's your personal It's
Yeah,
your
I didn't think The
personal
Last
opinion.
of Us was as good as oh man, Life is Strange. I still think Life is Strange is a better game.
But
The
that's a good
Last
thing.
of
We
Us
can't
is very
disagree with him, though, can we? Can
Yeah.
we disagree
No,
with
I
Meg,
don't
really?
disagree.
Because
I was just
it's his
asking him.
taste,
I was
isn't
just
it?
asking why he
Yeah,
why he
this is
thought
his
that.
premise.
I'm glad you brought that up, Nancy. I'm glad you brought that up because we were talking about that on Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I just wanted to know what he thought, and and why he had.
That too was slapboxing on Twitter. I gotta find that.
It's
Yeah, I
more
saw
of
him getting attacked. I saw you get attacked. I saw the tweet actually. I saw you getting attacked on Twitter by some mob mentality. But the thing is,
Oh,
people
shit.
need to understand, right? People need to
The
understand
mob
that the
came
world is far bigger than your little brain.
Yeah,
People don't
absolutely.
like what you like. People don't buy what you buy. People don't lay in the same position
Well,
that you
everybody
lay
likes
in.
free smoke.
Some people like to
Everybody
sleep on the
likes
left
free
of the bed.
Free
Some people like to sleep on the right
And
of the
I
bed.
do
Some
agree
people
with
like
Ben
milk.
Tilling.
Some people don't like milk. What's the problem?
Well, everybody likes free
I hate
smoke.
milk. Get out my face.
Hey man, if you like Last of Us, if you love Last of Us, more power to you. I got nothing against you. You know.
Oh, I understand. Yeah, it's the beauty's in the eye of
I
a
think it's
holder.
part of the best.
I thought it was good, but
And I
think
like
The
The
Last
Last
of
of
Us-
Us. I
The
beat
Last
The
of
Last
Us
of Us. It's a very good
The
game.
Last of Us
Right.
The Last of Us isn't particularly original. I agree with you.
Right.
But to be honest, the actual premise of the story was based on a BBC documentary about cordyceps. Anyway, not
Impatient
actually
said
a book.
ponies the
It was
symbol.
about a documentary about fungus, a fungus that could attack the brain and turn you feral. But it wasn't the most original story. But I will say that its execution makes it one
Yeah.
of the seminal, most incredible games of our time.
It's got some of the best pacing in video games as well. Some of the best.
I agree with that.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Even that scene where what was it with the kid Sam and he got bit. You didn't know he got bit until that that one particular scene where everybody's just talking and then like
Who got beat?
funny.
Who
Yeah,
got bit?
you remember the two brothers that you meet in the story?
Yeah, vaguely. I mean, it's like 4
The
years ago.
the kid. Oh god, the kid that got bit in the leg, and then you find out, and then he like almost kills Ellie, and then Joel takes him out, and then the
Oh,
brother
I
kills
do
himself.
remember that. Yeah,
that one.
Yeah, the game is. I mean, I think here's the thing: The Last of Us was at the end of the PS3 life cycle, and generally, most developers will not put that much time into that type of game. But look, Naughty Dog said they were surprised about the reception of The Last of Us. So,
I mean,
it is what it is.
It was their first ever zombie apocalyptic type game. I mean,
Yeah, and now we got a game coming out where two chicks kiss each other, so I'm all about it. So yeah, when it comes out, hopefully I can hit the X button to really kiss good, or hit the 0 button, or whatever it is, the square.
I ain't gonna lie, I saw some weird comments about that because I decided to look that up a few days ago about that particular scene. Yeah, people acting funny towards saying, "No, this is not really a scene that I'm fun though." I'm like, okay,
Yeah, but what's wrong with two women? What's wrong
I don't get it.
What's wrong with two women
all.
kissing each other? What's wrong with two human beings?
She threw the tongue on. She threw the tongue on. That's what I'm talking about. That's what you kiss.
That's her. Hold on.
I will say,
Wait a minute. Hold on. That's her sexuality, though. So
Yeah.
should I mock you for tonguing a woman, Craig?
Me? No, I'm not mocking. I love the fact that she.
See, the problem is that the people who are doing this, and I've seen it on Twitter, when people ask them a question, if it was two dudes doing it, oh hell no, fuck the game. No.
Right,
but
right.
it's okay for two women to do it, but when you see two dudes do it, it's no. See, you can't see that's where people are hypocritical.
Double standards in this world.
I agree 100%.
That is true.
Honestly, I'll be honest with you, Nancy. I'd much prefer two women kissing than two men. That's purely because I'm biased because I'm into women. But let me tell you something. I don't find two men kissing attractive, but I do find two women kissing, holding hands, not holding hands, just having a conversation or a coffee, not showing any sexuality to each other at all. I find that attractive. Do you know why? Because I find women attractive. But I would not boycott or refuse to purchase a game because it had two men kissing in it. I would not do that. That would be ridiculous.
I'm not saying you would, but people are talking.
No, it's funny.
Like, no, I'm not doing that because if there was two dudes in there, that's not right. Why are they doing that? And all this.
Honestly, I don't like the look of men when they're doing nothing at all.
Yeah, I know they had
hideous. Men look hideous, actually, hairy, hideous creatures.
You know what? I've always felt that way. Like, how are women attracted to men? We're not good looking.
Oh God.
Well, like I said, I mean, she threw the tongue on her. That's all. I'm hoping that in the scene in the game, we're allowed to kind of control the kiss because I'm going for the gusto. You know,
Yeah,
so
baby.
I'm taking a screenshot of it, and then I'm going to say, "Oh." And like I did with Mass Effect Andromeda when I streamed the girl-on-girl action. So, it's like it's the way it should be.
Greg, you're too much. You're too much, Greg.
Hey, man. I'm with you. I'm with you, Craig.
I worked very.
Y'all
I had a pretty good-looking character.
No, y'all remember God of War 3, right? Y'all remember with Aphrodite? I highly doubt any of these people who were making a big deal about that complaining about Aphrodite.
That joint was legendary.
Ain't nobody made not one complaint about Aphrodite in God of War 3, so I'm just
I had God of War 3. Yeah. People lied. Said Kratos killed Zeus. I'm like, lying. Kratos did not kill Zeus.
He didn't kill Zeus.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He didn't kill Ares either. Wonder Woman killed Ares.
Oh my God.
Wonder Woman.
Stupid.
Wonder Woman did kill Ares. God of War. Watch Wonder Woman. Look who the boss she's fighting at the end.
I'm very aware of the storyline, Greg. I'm just saying.
All right, then. Well, it was Ares. So all these people. I mean, my goodness gracious, So this got to quit acting like that guy did all that stuff. So,
look, I'm not homophobic in any way. But I don't like anyone's sexuality publicized for all to hear.
Right.
That's my only gripe. I think whatever you do with whoever you do it with should be between you and that person. You don't need to collect awards.
Yeah.
You don't need to collect awards and talk about it. You don't need to have, go into a church or a mosque and shout out that you love the same sex. That's your personal business. Nothing to do with anybody.
Yeah.
I understand. Yeah. I just hope that.
Wait, question. Do any of you guys remember Bill from The Last of Us?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I know Bill was gay, right?
He was gay.
Yeah, totally.
They low-key threw him in there, but you know what's funny? A lot of people didn't know or figure out that he was gay until like a few months after the game was released.
And did it in any way diminish Bill's character? In any way?
Everybody thought he was just a funny character.
He was a badass dude, man.
Did it diminish his character though? Did Bill suddenly become less appealing once you found out he was gay? No.
No.
I mean, who was
actually, it kind of gave him a more
of a nuance,
right? Yeah, more of a nuance, and more of a person that really did care about life. Because apparently the person that he had sharing his moments with, he had to kill the person, and he went crazy. Thinking about it.
He didn't even kill him. He didn't even kill him. The dude, he got bit when he was running away from him, and then he hung himself. Remember?
Yeah, and it shows a gay man can still be masculine.
Well, I'm trying to figure out who Bill is. I mean,
the dude in town.
Remember who Bill is?
The guy with the booby trap town. The guy with the booby trap town, where you get there and he helps you with a car. The guy with the booby trap town.
I vaguely remember that.
You vaguely remember that? That's one of the best scenes in the game.
Craig, you gotta go replay replay the game, Craig.
The best part of the game is when they were at the end, when he went in there and went Rambo and killed everybody.
So that's one of the best parts of the game where
remember the hospital.
Yeah.
You don't remember how you got there. It's suffering from amnesia, Craig. You remember the hospital?
I don't remember how you got there. I played that game in 2014. You know what I mean?
Didn't get the rematch?
That was some accident. That was some accident you had, brother. You can't remember how you got there.
I mean, it was. I got the remaster in 2014 and I beat it. And I was like, oh, all right, well, this was actually a pretty good game. I understand why people keep bragging about it. So
I played it so much.
On to something else.
I like when Joel met up with his brother at that camp. That was a pretty good moment as well.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that. I vaguely remember that chick that was with you at first, and then she got killed. She got bit.
Tess, yeah.
Is that her name? Yeah. Tess. So it's
all right, Craig. We're gonna have to get you some memory pills or something.
I just don't remember who these people are. My goal was not to remember their names. My goal was to take that little girl to the hospital.
Sure everybody on this panel beat the game more than once. That's probably why
absolutely.
I played it was a classic. I mean,
I was saying we beat it more than once. I even got the remaster. We played it so many times. We know about
I still play The Last of Us.
Yeah,
I beat it the first second. 60 frames per second, high quality shadows on the PS4 Pro. No drops
I
in
heard
frame
it
rate
was and it's
whatsoever.
4K native, and it's 4K native, I think, right? At
Yeah, but
60,
you get
something like
low
that.
quality shadows though. I just like the shadows with no jaggies. It's like playing on a
Oh, okay.
PC for once.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember. I mean, I remember you had to
So,
leave
man.
the town. The town was on fire, and then you left the town, and I don't know. Then you had to walk a long
I mean,
ass
who
way.
liked Life is
That's a good point.
Strange? There was so much
Everybody
homosexuality
did.
in that game.
Yeah.
Nah,
There
I
was
didn't
so
like
not,
it too much.
there
I
was so
liked
much
it.
there was so much lesbianism in that game, and it
There
didn't diminish
was.
in any way.
Yeah, there was.
I didn't notice it.
Wait, so you didn't wait, question. So you didn't play the DLC for The Last of Us with her best friend?
No, I've not done that.
Oh
yet.
Jesus,
I've
no
not done that
wonder.
yet. Hold on, the DLC. What DLC?
There was DLC for The Last of Us with her friend, and you're in the mall.
Craig, I have to
Oh no,
ask
I didn't
you.
play that. No, I
Craig,
didn't play
Craig,
The
that.
left, I think it's
Craig.
Left Behind, right? Left Behind.
Craig,
Yeah,
are you actually?
Oh,
Are you
you're
actually?
talking about. You're not talking about. Now you're talking about a different game. Left Behind
Craig,
is.
Craig, are you actually a gamer?
Yeah,
Yeah, he loves games.
but no, I did.
You
I did
sure you
not play the
haven't
Left
played?
Behind.
Are you sure you've only just played Mass Effect Andromeda?
I may play that tonight. I don't know. I may watch a movie. But y'all are going back like way back, like 3 to 4 years on a game. Knowing the characters, that's great. That's
Dude, I remember games
I mean,
from
you played,
19. I
like
remember
said,
games
like,
from
everybody on this
1989,
panel
bro.
probably played the game more than 2 times. We know the characters by default. We just know
Oh,
everything.
yeah, I understand that, but the game to me was a classic. It was so good. I'm like, I'm not even going to play it again. It was that good. I just want to have that memory of tear ass in the hospital.
I remember games from the late 80s and 90s.
Facts. I still remember games when I was a kid. Like, I'm talking Toy
I
Story.
understand that, but do you
on the
remember
Sega.
but you remember the characters and the plot lines?
Yeah,
and what they were
I remember the
doing?
characters. I remember the story. I remember everything. 'Cause you know why?
Cool.
Because I used to read every magazine that came out monthly on them.
Mhm. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember
Right.
those.
I was
Frank, I got-
obsessed.
Splatterhouse.
Yep.
I know Splatterhouse.
Yeah.
I still remember the whole timeline for what was it, Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots. I remember like by default.
I never
right.
played that.
So I'm
Metal Gear 5, I know.
Yeah, 4. See, 4 is a masterpiece to me. I'm sorry, go ahead, Nancy.
Yeah, 4 I heard was really good.
No, I wanted to ask him a question because do you really like Mass Effect Andromeda? Only because I thought you said that game was garbage.
It's garbage. The story's garbage. The girl scene though was actually pretty cool.
Oh my god, this man.
I had that.
I think Craig just likes sci-fi. I think because you're into.
Yeah, I like sci-fi. I'll get sci-fi.
You're into that. What's that simulator game where you're flying in space? Is it Everspace?
Star Citizen or something like that?
Oh, I can't wait to play that on the
Earlier than that, there's another one. Is it Elite? He likes Elite.
Oh yeah, Elite
Dangerous.
Dangerous. Yeah, that's a fun game. Yeah, that's fun.
Do you know I played
What about
Elite, the original one, on a computer called the BBC Micro Model B?
Yeah.
I wasn't born when it came out, but I remember the cassette had 1983 written on it. And I was actually born in 1983, and I might have played it when I was about 5 years old.
God damn, you took it back.
Because I asked people, I asked the community, I was like, how come this is called Elite Dangerous? And they said, well, because there was a game called Elite in the 80s. I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't know, thanks.
And it was wireframe graphics. I remember Elite, the original Elite was just wireframe, like the Star Wars arcade game. It was just all wireframe graphics.
Mhm.
And it was an infinite universe. You couldn't believe that you was an infinite universe trading, and all you were seeing was lines, lines of wireframe graphics, basically, no polygons whatsoever.
Yeah, that was just. I mean, it has come from a long way, though. If you really see at the original concept towards the game, it really has come a long way with the new iteration. But back then, even the games themselves, the ideas and the actual tenured to those ideas were actually pretty good. That can actually still be used today. I'm pretty surprised that most of these developers don't even dig into those crates, into those old gaming crates, and try to use those same ideas and bring them into new.
I mean, Capcom's sitting on Dino Crisis, and I'm sitting here with my hands out like, come on.
I'm waiting for Dino Crisis.
Come on.
I'm waiting for Dino Crisis and Time Crisis.
Facts.
Well, Time Crisis, yeah. I do remember playing that.
Time Crisis was lit.
God, that was the game to go to in the arcade too. Bro.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do anyone know? I take it you've all heard of Codemasters, haven't you?
Yeah, I remember Codemasters,
Right.
man.
Well, you know, Codemasters are from the UK, and I remember them when I was a little child, a little boy, again back in the 80s, and it was just, you know, they started off as just a father and his two sons.
Yeah.
Cool. They do
Yeah, and they
F1,
were
don't
bedroom coders from their house on a basic home computer like the Spectrum 48K. And
Yeah.
I think their first game or maybe their second game was a game called Dizzy, where you were an egg character. It was like a platformer, like say a Donkey Kong type game. It was platformer, right? And look where they are now. Like I remember Activision when they were making games for the Atari, the
Yeah.
Atari 2600. Activision made Pitfall. Do you remember
Oh,
the
nah.
original
Yeah, I
Pitfall
remember
on
that.
the
Pitfall.
Atari?
Yeah, I do remember that. Yep.
Right,
Bro,
Activision, like you think of these companies, how far they've come.
Yeah.
Nah, you know
Well,
what's crazy about that gaming? Technically, there is another House of the Dead, but it's only exclusive to Japan. They have it. There's actually one already made.
I mean, the House of the Dead, man.
Yeah,
Like
it's already one. That's the game. Nah, you can't go wrong with House of the Dead.
you can't go wrong. But I mean, I love.
Bro,
I would love to see these
House
games
of the Dead with VR.
with VR. That and then I think one more game, man. Area 51, which is for
You know what?
Activision.
I would love
yeah.
to play Operation Wolf by Taito. Operation
God
Wolf
damn,
in
Foxy,
VR.
Foxy. Ooh,
See, a lot
Yo,
of games. A lot of
there's
games
a
in
lot
this
of
bucket.
good
There's
games.
so many games. Yeah.
Yeah, because you know Operation Wolf, it was like a gallery shooter, yeah?
Yeah.
Where it was like you're in Vietnam or something. Helicopters, soldiers throwing knives at you and all that. Could you imagine that updated in VR in a 3D world? Wow.
Hey, the
Man.
ideas are out there, developers. Come on, we're just like a small, minuscule but humble gamers that want something to be just put out there so that we can enjoy again, man.
Since we're waxing nostalgically, though, there's one game coming out on the 10th of this month that I am absolutely gagging for. In fact, I hope I don't die before that game releases because that game is the original 1986 Outrun on the Nintendo Switch. I saw it on the eShop. It's £5.99 UK pound, UK pounds, £6. I'm going to lap that up. I'm going to enjoy that. I'm going to play that music. Listen, that's going to take me back to school, baby. Shower. Oh my goodness. On the Switch, on the toilet, Outrun.
Damn.
You know I'm excited for because I forgot about it too. Bully 2 as well. Yeah, I forgot about Bully 2.
Oh yes.
So Bully 2 is
let's
next after Red Dead. So that's another good gem to look
Fingers
forward
crossed.
to. Yeah. Everybody that's here, hit that like button. Let's go ahead and get to these last two topics and we're gonna close it out. Sound good?
Yeah, I gotta kind of gotta go real quick.
I gotta smack beds here in Magic. So
oh snap. Magic the Gathering.
Oh yes,
Magic the Gathering. We nerding it up, baby.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, nah, bro. Come on. Matter of fact, let's start doing a League of Legends stream, if you guys want to, partake in that.
League of Legends.
All right, listen, I'm a nerd, but you taking it far, man.
I'd rather do Warframe and do League of Legends. I'm just saying.
All right. So download that Warframe and let me know when you on, bruh.
Okay, for sure. All right, The Last of Us Part 2 dev explains how friendly competition with other studios, Sony studios, helps them improve. What you guys got to say about that?
Yeah, they said that a while ago. How they trade ideas.
Old news.
Yeah.
No, okay. Well, fine. Excuse me. I'll move on. Fine.
I think it's great.
I didn't mean it like that, but
ideas.
I mean, it's
excuse
common
me for
knowledge.
adding variety to the show. Excuse me.
I mean, it's
Competition
competition. There's internal
group.
competition, right? I
I'll
mean,
make you out the group.
Guerrilla Games versus Naughty Dog. We all know about this stuff.
I am Groot. So I got shit.
I mean, competition creates ambition. Ambition creates what?
I am Groot.
Results.
That's how it is.
Groot. That's a great answer there, Ryan. You're right.
Is that I am Groot?
I am.
No, but look, let's be honest. There's no greater competition than in your own house. Because it means that you don't need to worry about what everyone else is doing because you're too busy trying to outdo each other. And if you can outdo each other, then you can outdo everyone else.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. You know that overachieving cousin that you had in your house that you always wanted to compete with? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's actually
and they always show like
that's
Corey
what you want
Ball
around.
Well, the rest of them, they'll go to other studios and they'll take selfies and they'll say, "Hey, I arrived at Naughty Dog today, and we're going to hang out." It's like, yeah, then they're exchanging ideas. Because I'm sure, I mean, who wouldn't want to sit down with that guy and talk to him about the technical aspects of God of War if you're a developer? So
I want pointers, man, because that's how you create certain ideas, certain techniques in order to improve upon your development for your game as well. So,
Do you know, since you're talking about God of War, I really have a soft spot for Cory Barlog. You know, he's such a genuine human being. It takes a lot for a man to shed tears.
Yes, indeed.
Over the success of a game that he put his blood, sweat, and tears into. That takes something. That's a certain vulnerability that a lot of males lack these days. They're too busy trying to act tough. So I got a lot of respect for men who can, wear their heart on their sleeves, especially in such a competitive field as video games.
Yeah. I'll be joking with that post there, Craig. You said, "What is bully?" You don't know what bully is,
sir?
I know the song.
Sir.
Stepping up.
So you never played that good old bully on the PS2 or Xbox, man?
What?
No, I saw that game out. It looked like trash.
Oh,
but I'm glad people like it.
Wait a second.
I'm glad people like
it. I gotta get you now because you're talking about game look trash. All right.
What are you doing in that game?
Wait, no, you said Mass Andromeda. Mass Andromeda.
That man throw shade at everything.
Don't even go there, Craig.
What are you doing in that game? You follow people in the bathroom and you beat them up and you bully them? I mean, what do you do?
Craig is very much a man of the moment.
What are you doing in that game?
I know they're remaking Resident Evil 3. That's the other thing that's Capcom's working on after Resident Evil 2.
Nemesis.
Yeah, that's the other one. So they're hinting at that.
Oh no, not that one.
But Craig, can I just say something to you, Craig? Craig, let me just say this real quick. I'm gonna say it publicly, so there's nobody talking behind anyone's back.
Oh God.
Don't let the internet change you. That's all I've got to say, bro. Because you got a great. Let me finish. You got a great spirit. I know you because I've spent a lot of time with you, hours and hours of man hours with you, like 100 hours on podcasts, more than that. Okay, and I know that your nature is not what you portray these days because I feel like the internet has somehow hardened you. I think you've dealt with so much bullshit on the internet that it's kind of rubbed off on you. Don't ever let the internet change you, man.
Where are the violins? This is amazing.
I don't know what the bully is. I mean, I saw the game out. I'm like, oh, Rockstar.
You about to get bullied out here talking all that talk. Come on, man.
What's it about? And then you just slap me again with Resident Evil Nemesis, the worst Resident Evil of all time. Maybe that Resident Evil 6 was.
No, that Operation Raccoon City, Doug.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that was the one I could think. That sounds bad. So yeah,
bro, I was looking at GameStop at the time, bro. I had some guy buy that game.
Craig,
come back 20 minutes later upset,
bro. I'm saying that with love, bro.
I got you, brother. We good. I got you, but
but you know what? The internet can change you, though. It can. It nearly changed me a few times. It can make you come out of. It can make you a bit more defensive and a bit more vacacious and a bit more volatile than you really are.
Yeah.
No, somebody said Nemesis was dope. That dude was running around yelling "Star, Star." What's dope about that?
That's because he's programmed to kill Stars members.
Bro, Kratos for like 3 whole games was only yelling about Athena. People still like Kratos, man. It's all good, baby.
Well, the one thing I did want to say before we even iron anything, finish anything up is that two things I want from Capcom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want X-Men versus Street Fighter re-release, and I want Capcom versus SNK Collection.
I don't know if you played that, Nancy, but Capcom versus SNK 2 remastered.
Yeah, I have. That wouldn't be bad either. But the collection would be great. Doesn't he have them all?
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. Now, the question is, would they do it? Probably not.
I don't know.
Probably
I don't know. Send him a recording of the podcast and find out.
Oh, man.
Man, I'm so excited, man.
I
2019.
can already see him. I can already see him looking at this. Okay, so this random guy named Ryan the Professional sent me an hour or 2 hour podcast and asked
No, just send him.
to watch this.
Just send him this part where we're talking about it. Okay. Once they hear it's a Titanfall princess, I'm sure they'll do it. So go ahead.
Oh,
Ryan,
Because you know everybody loves her.
Ryan,
That's right.
Here's some advice
hey,
there.
Matthew,
You know what Nancy just
Hey,
said?
Matthew, you said a mouthful of that, Stim. Yeah, I love Resident Evil 4. Absolutely. They did make a remake of Resident Evil 4, a legit one. Bro, I would pick that up.
Ryan, you know what Nancy just said? Why
What's
don't you, you know what, I think this is good advice from Nancy, actually.
What
Why
she
don't you chop up some of your podcasts and re-upload it with some gameplay in the background or something? Like that, like a highlights. Not the whole
like
thing.
previously on this
just
show?
a certain part that you find particularly exciting in the podcast. And just it might even be 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Just upload it again. The IGN does it all the time. They're always uploading excerpts from their podcast.
that's true. That is
Yeah.
true.
I'll consider it. I'll consider it for sure. I'll consider it.
No,
I'm gonna do that with the gamer couch.
It's actually
Doubt
not
it.
a bad.
Really? You go do it with the game couch.
Let's have a
Oh, yeah.
5-minute chat
Actually
after the
not-
show
Yeah, I'm
about
paying
all this.
attention to that. I'm paying
It's actually not a bad idea because what
It's
happens
not.
is you take the most important information that we're giving and what we're hoping for, what we want, our desires out of these companies, and just putting it there. You don't know who may actually stumble upon it. You don't.
Yeah.
You're right. You never know who's
That's a
listening.
that's a
The
good
lady has a
Very
point.
good point. Very good point.
She got
Never know.
knives, she got masks, but she got a point as well.
I got pointing knives too, so don't worry about that.
She got all that, and Craig sitting here with Mass Effect. There you go.
Oh,
Hey,
man.
it's right
Craig
over
lost
there.
his
I may
memory,
fire it
man.
up.
Garbage ass game.
Uh,
Craig lost his memory.
It's called garbage.
Hey, this compared to the other three is garbage.
Ah.
But it looks good.
Let's
Buttery,
in this.
buttery biscuits, people. Buttery biscuits. That's what we're gonna do this year. Buttery biscuits.
Now,
Probably.
this right here is pretty interesting. It's about analysts. Now, the analysts are certain analysts are predicting that the PS4 and Xbox One are indeed over, and we might get the new consoles very, very early. But one of our particular, the one that we loved, the one that we love to quote unquote hate. So there are actually people who defend this guy, but Michael Pachter, is obviously on this list. What lies ahead? Analysts make their 2019 predictions. Now,
What?
let's take a look at Michael Pachter's last year's report, shall we?
Man. Here we go.
I made a
Have
25-minute
to? Do we
video on
have
all of this today.
Yeah, I know. I'm just gonna go over what he said last year and what he's saying this year. I ain't gonna cover everybody else. Let's just cover the guy that we know for a fact that we love to listen to. All right. So from last year, Michael Pachter said the following things, and I quote: Xbox One X cut to $350 by year end. That didn't happen.
That did happen.
The price is pretty consistently $300 or $400. And
No,
those
it did
by-
happen. It happened. It dropped it $50
Black
and then they dropped it $100.
Then you buy the Black Friday.
They did that. They dropped it $50 for Black Friday, and then
Yeah, I'm
after
saying
that,
that's
they
what got
dropped
it,
it.
isn't
They
That's
dropped
a
it by another $50, meaning a whole $100 off.
Oh, really?
So they
Oh,
did
okay.
do that.
Well,
They did do that.
they're saying that he got it
It
wrong.
was $390. It was
Yeah, but
$399.
it was
that
500
article
at
was
first.
written,
That makes
bro.
it
That
more.
article was written.
Okay.
That
Mhm.
article was written around Black Friday before the numbers came in.
Ah, got you.
That's
got
an
you,
old
got you.
article you're reading from November, end of November.
Ah, I got you. Well, let's read the rest of this shit then. No new hardware from any of the big three. Obviously, there was no new hardware. Dramatic cut on PSVR.
That didn't happen. I thought
That
they
happened.
expanded that.
It
didn't
happened
they?
because you got a B for that, largely around 100. So you got that right. A new Elder Scrolls game.
You got that right.
Didn't
new
happen.
what?
Didn't
And
happen.
it's still not
Got
gonna
an
be.
announcement for it was teased. It was in development.
You got that
Yeah.
right then. Yeah.
Yeah. Battle Royale in Call of Duty. I mean,
Got that right too.
who couldn't get that right? But okay.
Yeah, but he said it first. He said it first, though.
He did say it first. He did say it first.
Let's give him that credit.
Switch sales under 20 million.
That was wrong, wasn't it? Aren't they at
He did.
25?
He got that right too.
They're-
He got that
they're
right.
much
He got
over
that
20.
right.
You got that
Well
right.
above.
Dragging
So
to
he got
13
it all
million
right. He
this
got
year.
all of them right.
A mobile Warcraft game.
He got everything right,
It's
didn't
not
he?
happening, but
Didn't happen.
Diablo's happening. So
Yeah. Continued mobile flops from Nintendo.
Yeah, you got that right.
You got that right?
What did they drop?
I don't even remember what they dropped.
They dropped 2 mobile games.
Well,
that
if they
didn't do
dropped, then
particularly
they
well.
did flop because I don't know what.
Okay. Let's see. No big game announcements for Rockstar unless you count giving up the trademark on Agent as an announcement.
You got that right.
You got that right. Now, let's get into this year's predictions. For 2019, he says the following. We will get major game announcements for Take-Two. Okay. Ubisoft's lineup will include 4 AAA titles, and that will include Skull and Bones, which pretty obvious, Splinter Cell, Watch Dogs, and Rainbow Six.
I see that happening.
You see that happen? Okay. Scroll down. Activision will make Overwatch and Blackout free to play.
Oh.
Yeah. According to this, he says Blackout will go free to play at least a month prior to the launch of the next Call of Duty.
I believe it.
You believe it?
They all do. I believe it. They all do in the end.
Okay. Let's see. Respawn will launch 2 titles next year: Titanfall 3 and the new Star Wars game. I actually do kind of believe that. I do believe that.
Yeah, the new Star Wars game should be
that should be done
right now.
Right, that's the one
Titanfall 3
working on. Titanfall 3, yeah. I do think the game's done anyway. Because remember, Amy Hennig was working on that Star Wars game.
Yeah, but this is a different one.
Yeah, they scrapped what she had.
They scrapped hers. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Nintendo will launch a fully handheld version of the Nintendo Switch that will have the Joy-Cons built into the body with no dock station.
I can believe that.
And he joked around and said it's a Game Boy, but that's what he said that they're going to do, and it's going to be $200. Do y'all see that happen for $200?
Yeah,
I don't think it's a crazy prediction.
You don't think it's crazy prediction? You don't think that solves the problem? I mean, a lot of people like to play it on the TV, but that's kind of taking away one of the core features if you can't really.
I mean, it's just an option. It's an option. If you want,
but I don't know why you won't be able to
Switch.
undock it. I don't not undock. I don't know why you won't be able to remove the Joy-Cons because that's not a particularly expensive part of
That's very true. I don't get that.
Maybe just to make it like more of a uniform thing to make it less breakable, just like the 2DS.
3DSs, ain't it? Because remember how we had like the 2DS, we had the 3DS, 3DS XL type of thing. That's like going.
They're gonna do the same thing with the Switch, man.
Fact, yeah, definitely. They might end up doing that. I don't want to see that. I definitely don't want to see that with no Nintendo. But that's what they.
But do you notice that they all agree? All 4 of those so-called "quote unquote" expert industry analysts all agree that PlayStation 4 and Xbox One are pretty much done now because of the people are going to say, how can PS4 be done with all these games coming? But those games are already made. We're talking about new games.
Talking about new
games, new investments they're talking about, right?
Right.
And they're still talking about fiscal. Yeah, fiscal doesn't end until March. We're still in 2018 fiscally. It ends in March. Right? So they're talking about fiscal. And not only that, in terms of PS4 and Xbox One, even Digital Foundry have uploaded or produced a video today talking about how the Xbox One is pretty much dead now.
Wow. Even Pony Foundry, as how they stated. Wow.
They said the S model is dead.
Dude, they called them everything.
They said the S model's SRAM restrictions causing headaches for developers. Games can't even PS4 is getting 60 frames per second, and they're having to reduce it to 30 on the Xbox One S, not the X, the S, because it's a really weak GPU
for this.
Wow, that's crazy.
There's a scary prediction that he says in this very same thing. I'm about to get to it too, but the next one he said is Elder Scrolls 6 is coming in 2019. He said the flop of Fallout 76 makes a hit more essential for Bethesda.
No, I don't believe that.
Accelerate it. I don't believe that neither.
That's a 2021 game.
Absolutely. I don't see them pushing that. But this is where we get into the scary category. He says we will see progress on streaming services in 2019 with an iTunes-like model. Pay for a single-player game at a time.
Yeah,
that could be plausible.
That is very possible. You think about it, very possible.
So all in all, Pactor's not doing too badly, is he?
Not next year. Yeah, next year he's not, or this year he's not doing too bad. But last year, yeah.
I mean, he does get things wrong, but let's be honest,
Yeah.
it's not his job to be
Sometimes he
correct.
say some stuff that's absurd. Like you remember he said Microsoft was teaming up with DirecTV. So
Yeah, but it's not his job to be correct, is it? His job is to be an analyst, right?
Fact.
To predict and play with numbers. They don't pay him to be correct. They pay him to forecast.
Mm-hmm. That's very true. That is very, very true.
I mean, if we're incorrect a lot of the time in our videos, we're held to account, right?
Yeah.
Because we have a mob, a mentality that infiltrates our comment section sometimes, okay? And they'll even make stuff up and say that you confirmed things when you didn't. I've already got people saying, "Oh, I'm 90% wrong," most of the time because I'm saying that Navi and PlayStation 5 is definitely launching in 2019 when I've never said that. I've never said it's 100% going to have a Navi GPU. I've never said it's 100% launching in 2019. But people like to only remember what they wish to remember to strengthen the position of whatever argument or whatever shit they want to throw at you.
Whatever beliefs that they have, because that's another thing. And sorry to cut you off, but I was reading in an article. AMD is actually set to release their new CPUs this year. The Navi more than likely 2020 or 2021. They're gonna do a tech demo of the technology, not a full stated release. It's gonna be more or less showing the
What about
process.
this Zen? What about this?
No, Craig. Sorry, Carlos. Let me just correct you on that.
Navi.
Various Navi GPUs will be coming out in 2020, 2021, but there are Navi GPUs that are coming out in 2019. There are different models of the Navi line that are coming out in 2020, 2021. You know, different generations of them, but it does kick off in 2019 in terms of mass production going forward into PCs and consoles.
Yeah, but we won't see them implemented into the consoles till later on in 2020, 21. Not this year.
No, that's not true. That's not true. You could, if Microsoft or Sony, either one of them, or any PC manufacturer wanted to implement Navi technology into the hardware by holiday 2019, they could, if they wanted to, if they were ready up to speed of their own manufacturing, they could do that. But that doesn't fall within Sony nor Microsoft's timeline, possibly. So in that sense, you probably won't see Navi in consoles until 2020. But if either one of those console manufacturers wanted to release their console by holiday 2019, guaranteed there'd be a Navi component in there.
Yep.
Maybe.
Because the technology's ready. It's just there are it's like Ryzen is out there, but you're waiting on the next generation Ryzen, aren't you? But you won't get that until next year or the year after or whatever.
Exactly.
It's the same thing with Navi. Navi's already made, ready to go, which is why they're showing it off so early at CES.
This event is next
there are
week.
different tiers of Navi.
Right.
Like Navi, there's Navi 20, there's all types of Navi. They come out in different in different stages.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna have to do a stream after the show for the CES for Sony, and have you and Mads on it. That'd be interesting to talk about it. Whatever they show.
Say again, sorry.
For the CES show for Sony.
Oh yeah, I'd definitely like to.
We definitely got to do a stream with like Mads and everybody. And
Free the hard way.
You have a super chat from Andrew Wilkins.
Oh, you might read that for me? I'm not even.
Oh, sure, I'll read it. Okay, so $5 from Andrew Wilkins.
Shout out to Andrew.
The character with the skull on his bow is gay in Mortal Kombat X. That's why Raiden said the monks will accept you no matter what your heart desires. I guess he was having a conversation about gay people in the chat. I don't know, but yeah.
Thanks for the $10, but we moved on about 20 minutes ago.
But thank you for that, Andrew. I'm sorry we didn't catch it before.
No, shout out to Andrew. Sorry about that.
Is that an old super chat then? Did we neglect to see?
I don't know.
It was from 10 minutes ago. Sorry about that.
Oh, sorry. I take that back then because it was relevant 10 minutes ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, I literally moved away from that when I was pulling out this article. So, that's pretty much it for me. I think I got everything for that. That's everything. Anything else you guys want to discuss?
Yeah, let me add something about PS5. But if anyone wants to go before me, please, I'm humble.
The only thing I wanted to say was I think that we as gamers should maybe do a gaming stream, some sort of shooter like maybe Warframe or something, and stream it and invite our guests to come and watch. Like me,
Nancy, I'm with you
you,
100%.
Meds.
Nancy,
Yes.
I think you haven't watched my videos lately. Have you seen the terrible Spider-Man gameplay that I had the other day? You wouldn't want me playing with you.
It doesn't
Listen,
matter.
it doesn't matter how good you play, man.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
I
That
said-
was the comments. That was the comments I got. How terrible my gameplay
Oh.
was.
Yeah, I
Hey,
ain't
man.
lie. You were like doing that. Like, no, he kept trying to style on the enemies. So he was going to get tombstone. He was literally like,
Nah. You know what I was
he
doing?
does?
I wasn't doing anything actually.
I know you
consciously.
were
You know what I
stuck
was
in that
doing?
stance that he
All I
does
was
when he
doing, I was
dodges.
playing it. I was playing it in the new game plus mode, right, on the
Oh, okay.
hardest level.
Uh-huh.
That was actually the hardest level you can play it on. It was like the hardest level.
Insane level.
I didn't find it hard at all. I was just wasn't. My heart wasn't in it. I was
Right.
probably smoking on some, puffing on a bit of the old Mary Jane, and just typing on the computer and holding the controller with one hand or something. That's not how I play. Come on now. I listen. You're talking to a guy who beat The Witcher 3. I have literally completed The Witcher 3 times, spent over 1,000 hours on that, on blood and bones. You telling me I can't play video games? Get out of town.
Well, not when you play with the Mary Janes, no.
Yeah, I suffer with bipolar, so believe me, it stops me from killing people.
Yeah.
Well, I think doing a stream with us as a podcast would be an excellent idea.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm down for it. I don't know if y'all want to play it on PC. Well, yeah, we have to play on PS4, right?
Is it online though? We have to be online, don't we?
Yeah.
That
Unless
means
you
I
got
have to pay for bloody. I have to pay for
and
one of these companies to let me play on the internet.
We're gonna figure it out. We'll
figure it out.
Can we do a charity
Oh wait, he doesn't.
marathon so I can get a free
PS Plus.
PlayStation Network card?
You don't need PS Plus to play Warframe, by the way. You don't need it.
True.
Yeah, you can play.
Yeah, I got Warframe on the Switch. Is that cross-play?
No, you can get on
not.
PS4. It's free. Get on PS4.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna start again on the PS4 when I've already got my stuff on the Switch, am I?
No, you're right on that. You're right on that.
Same level, pretty much. I'm at a somewhat okay level, but that was when I got the game.
I mean, I've only put an hour and a half into it, but I've done a lot.
Dude, that's nothing.
I already got Excalibur at level 30. I already got my Rhino at level 30. I was working on Bolt. I was working on a couple of more frames. I have Chroma.
I don't have Chroma.
Yeah, I got Chroma, bro.
I have like 30 frames too. I have almost all of them.
I wasn't.
Warframe looks spectacular on the Switch, considering it's just a little portable.
Right.
Man, Warframe is a beautiful.
We got Jay Barry in the chat saying, "Do the damn stream."
There you go.
What's up,
What's up, Barry, my Jamaican friend? How you doing, Bamba? Swag.
Oh my God.
One Mayu.
Yeah.
Wagwan, my brother. Jamaican. You don't know, sir.
We read the super
nobody,
chat.
the boy can't test for you now. You don't know.
Don't see now.
The other thing I wanted to say was in the beginning I wasn't I was listening to you guys, but I didn't have much to say. But I was also trying to finish up Outlast. So I muted my mic. I was muting my mic because some of those scenes scared the shit out of me when that guy comes out the corner out of nowhere. The whole time. So I didn't want to do that on air. You know what I mean?
I scared the shit out of me with that alien stream I did. Did I not? When the damn alien was playing around, it kept going back and forth in the hallway. She was scared.
Yeah, that game is pretty out there, bro.
I wasn't expecting to upgrade it so much on PC, but the damn alien really does toy with you in the damn game. It's sad.
Ryan, can I ask? Can I upload this to my channel? I actually really enjoyed this.
Yes, do it by all means.
Yeah, I think my viewers would like to. If it might be beneficial, actually.
Nice.
I think they like Nancy as well, so we'll put. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
You're part of the family. This is your show too. It's everybody's show. So.
Is it? Because people said that I'm fired. I didn't know. I thought I was one of these lonely.
Where?
People in the chat said, "Oh, you're fired already from RGT. You got fired already."
Nah, man. As long as you and Greg are in here and you guys are willing to do the show, means you guys are welcome to the RGT.
No, honestly, I thought you guys were gonna Wesley Snipes me for not paying taxes. I really thought,
Oh my God,
bro, we don't do Wesley Snipes, man. We don't.
Well, you know,
we try to
The
keep
same
it
thing
copacetic.
the same thing goes to Craig too, though. I know Craig has a new work schedule. That's why I don't be, I mean, I do whatever I can. But when he's free, he'll hit me up. Like, yeah, I'm free.
Yeah, Craig.
I got a question. If this is everybody's thing, I want all the super chat money. Let me
Okay.
stop.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Those I said okay.
I don't know if that's a true word said in jest or just said in true words.
You know, I say that because you all know you love me, so give it up.
Oh man.
Andrew Wilkins
Tell you
said
what, people can pay me.
Bro. I
People
did.
can
We
pay-
we did read it.
No, we
Ryan.
told him. He knows.
Ryan and Nancy, people can pay me, but I only in respect. I'll take respect.
Mhm. No, I was just trying to make a joke for the end of the podcast. Get everybody laughing.
This woman crazy.
You know I am.
Yeah.
She Irish, don't it?
Ready for,
She Irish, man.
round
I'm
two.
half Irish too, man. We got that crazy leprechaun ass.
Please don't mention the Leprechaun to that garbage ass remake they did. Oh my god, don't mention Leprechaun. Just don't do it.
Oh
I'm
my
proud to be
God.
Jamaican Irish. Trust me, some Jamaican jam, definitely. Some Irish jam.
Jesus Christ, y'all crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, this was the first episode of 2019. I want to thank you guys so much for showing up. Jay Bari, we need you on here next week. What you guys say? Know what I'm saying? Definitely get on here next week.
Yeah, hop on in here. Have some fun.
Yeah, bring on my boy
Don't-
Jabari, man, a fellow Bronx brother.
Yeah, definitely. He need to be on here with us next week. So for all y'all that's still here, hit that like button. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. This is episode 43, the first episode of 2019. And I must say, this was definitely a good start for the new year. I want to say shout out to not only you guys that are still here, but shout out to my family here that's with me to talk these gaming topics. Shout out to Foxy, Meds, Nancy, Craig, Carlos, everybody, and everybody else who will join us as the, year continues. All right. Let's go ahead and get into these outros, and we're going to most certainly shut this show down. All right. Go ahead. Ladies first. Nancy.
Of course, this is TTFP. Thank you for having me as usual. I know you always say I'm part of the family, but you know me, I always say that. Listen, everybody hit that like button, and you know you're going to do it because I'm TTFP, and you all love me. We had a great time. I know you did, so hit that like button, and I'll see you next time.
Absolutely. Our new partner in crime, Meds here, aka he's now a member of Planet Xbox, but he's a brother here.
Hey, 2019. That 2019 meds is Xbox meds, all right? So happy to see everybody here hitting that like button. Happy to talk to all my buddies here once again. First episode of 2019. We're gonna be improving the show. We're gonna be making everything better for you guys, the watchers and listeners. So shout out to you guys, and catch me on Twitter at @therealmeds_. Will Ryan ever beat Titanfall Princess at Tekken? Will he ever beat Meds straight up in Magic the Gathering?
I did it last
Find out on the next episode of RGT.
Go ahead, Craig.
Oh, yeah, thanks for having me on. I had a good time. See you guys next week, hopefully. I need to look at my work schedule. So,
all right, definitely.
You'll come back here next week. Don't worry.
yeah, I should be. Hopefully, God willing, the world's most powerful PC will be up. It's ready. I just have to go get it. So I wasn't able to do it today.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that off air. But I don't know how you built a PC together and you didn't have the power cord. I don't get that. But
I did. They had it up there. They just when they gave it back to me, they did not give me the cord. But I went up there the next day and got it.
Yeah. Okay. Carlos.
Hey man, as per usual, as per how this New Year's is starting, man. As always, a pleasure to be in the panel. Pleasure to share my ideologies with people, and most importantly, man, just keep it gaming all day. And Happy New Year's to everyone. Family members, everybody else in the gaming community, my panel members, and check me out at Twitter. I changed it a little bit as Sengoku Basara 87. And give me a holler, man. I'm always trolling and rolling in Twitter. and having fun with all the Xbots and everybody else. And hey, as always, man, gamer by choice, not by trend. RGT 43 in the books.
All right. By the way, this is directed towards you there, Craig, but Savage said you used the Verge's video on how to build a PC.
Oh no, I didn't. I actually have the world's most powerful PC now, so it is so
Did you follow the
powerful.
Verge's video? Did you icing the CPU like a cake?
Oh my
I did
god!
not use any of that stuff. I did see
Oh
that
my
video. That was terrible.
Oh, I like this, man. I like this.
Remember to put the RAM right next to each other.
No.
It's faster.
No, let's install the radiator without the fans.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That was
Tweezers.
straightforward.
Tweezers.
Foxy,
Zip
you
ties
grab
are
the floor.
tweezers. Oh my god, you dudes, man. Really, you really thought.
Hey man, hey, end the podcast, player.
Go ahead, Foxy.
Yo, y'all have a good night, man.
Well, look, first and foremost, peace and love to everybody. You're all my brothers and sisters. I don't care where you are on this planet. Happy New Year. May all of your positive endeavors be realized. Because if you believe in something, you can achieve it. And as long as it's, beneficial to you and others around you, you deserve it. And if you do like regular PS4, Xbox One, and really reliable Nintendo Switch and next-gen news updates, go ahead and subscribe to Foxy Games UK. And if you like what you see, hit the notification bell and like everything and help us reach more like-minded gamers. You can share my stuff. I don't mind. I don't deal with all that plagiarism stuff. You can share it. And yeah, honestly, all I've got to say is play games, not corporations. Yeah, just have fun and let that permeate and let it be edifying.
Amen.
And let it marinate a little bit.
Exactly.
Amen. All right. I'm Ryan the Professional. Like I said on Twitter, new year, new us, new podcast. You guys clearly see we got a new format we're working on here. We're going to be creating a Discord for you guys. So you can always, interact with one of us. You can always send us anything you want, say what's up, all that jazz. All right. Thank you guys so much again for sticking around and being there for us for this whole year. And hopefully here's to more. As we continue in 2019. You guys be blessed. Y'all be easy. And we will most certainly see you guys next week for episode 44. Peace and love. We out.
Peace.
Kaboom.
Deuces. Oh, man.
There it is.
No longer
Good
live.
podcast.
You guys are trying to make me catch a heart attack with that bird shit, right?
Hey, it's still the day still stay alive.
Yeah, it says we're live still. Cut this shit off, son.
Rest says stopping.
If y'all hearing this, y'all lucky.
This is funny.
And they're probably laughing at us